Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tombs of Scoria. We have a great session coming up for you today. Last night, I had all my plans set up, and about 2:30 in the morning, I decided to scrap them all because I had a better idea. So hopefully that will play out, and we'll see it today. But before we get there, anyone have anything they want to bring to the table?
I would just
Any
like
dragon
to say,
facts?
real quick, if you guys are here watching me for my Lord and Thunder stuff, you guys need to leave. I play Dungeons and Dragons. This is really awkward. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
So, you're in the dungeon, and there's 5 dragons around you.
Stop. D&D already has a bad enough rep after everything going on, okay? So.
That's true, yeah.
Okay.
So, where we last left off, you guys are on the island. You've just cast your time pools. You've figured out the things that you wanted to learn, I hope. And I think it's evening now?
Yeah, and then I stand up in the middle of camp and go, God, we are such dumb fucks. Why are we trying to fly back? We can just use the amulet.
Well, Emmerich, we wanted to check Sleeping Dragon out to see if there was actually a dragon here.
That's a good point. Yeah, that makes sense. But should we go and sleep? Do you want to sleep here and go in the morning, or should we go back and sleep in the cave? But maybe best not to interrupt the giants, right?
Yeah, we'll just go back to the giants in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. Tonight is the last night of 1512. It is December 31st. This is going to be the shift over into New Year's.
Wait. Do you need to give your spells for the next day, Nick?
What, are you actually going to try and kill me?
No.
Fuck you.
I'm going to tell you before we sleep that you need to take the projection spell, and you need to go project to the monks, and you need to tell them exactly what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, let's have that conversation. So I'm in the morning learning spells, right? There I am. I've got my spell book open. I'm crouched by the embers of the fire, keeping my hands warm because, we're on an island. It's not, we're out in the open air. And you come up to me and...
Emmerich.
Yes, Cyril? Listen,
reflected a
I'm
bit.
sorry
I
about...
understand.
I'm sorry
I don't
about
need
the
your
other day.
apologies. I don't need your apologies.
Okay.
The only two things I worry about is the safety of my family members and the safety of our reputation. Those monks are going to be exploring the coast. They're going to be looking for that amulet, and they're going to know that we found it, and they're going to know that we've killed people to get it. Now,
I should tell them anyway that I found it, and I don't need them to look for it. So
I think it would be good tomorrow morning to have that conversation. Yeah.
I'll explain it to them. I'll before we leave today.
Okay.
And I'll learn these spells. We don't even need to go to the... We can just teleport back. What the fuck are we actually doing? So I learned that, Neal, and before I teleport us back, I will go and stand where there's not too many trees around. I'll get Tyrael or Anton to watch me just in case I wander into a monster of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
And I will crystal ball, pull out my crystal ball, rub it a little bit, and scry upon the monk's chamber.
Mm-hmm. You rub your ball and imagine the monks in their chambers, and before you know it, you can see into it. There's actually a die roll involved, but you'll probably pass.
Yeah, and then I will cast Project Self, close my eyes, and appear in the monk's chamber.
The monks look up, surprised to see the apparition of you here again.
My friends, I hope I have not wasted too much of your time. I actually tracked down the item we were discussing the last time I was here myself already, so you can abandon your search.
The monk that you're speaking to bobs their head in understanding. Where was it?
Small village near Talishar. Seems that it was gifted to a fisherman who saved a mermaid from a net. Would you believe?
The monk looks a little surprised, but not overwhelmed.
I don't know why the mermaids would give him such a thing. They are powerful indeed. I guess I'm wearing them so they can see them. This was centuries past, though, 800 years or so. We scoured the coastal towns looking for it. Unfortunately, Tyrael, my older brother, you remember him? He wanted me to tell you exactly what happened because there was an unfortunate turn of events.
Go on.
Well, you understand, you see, because the first time we were here, we discussed our honorableness and, how we were trying to do the right thing around Scoria. And this thing that's happened, I wanted to be upfront and tell you about it just so that you don't find out from third-party sources. But I procured a couple of bags of platinum coins, and I headed into the temple that housed the graveyard where the man was buried, and attempted to barter with the priest. Provide a donation to the temple and to the town to allow us to excavate the grave and find this item. Unfortunately, our priest here, I don't know if his family have a history with the military, or maybe some of his brothers or parents were killed in the war, but when I mentioned I was from Drekis, the man went back into his chambers under the guise of looking for a book, and when he came out to talk to me, tried to stab me in the back. Foolish, really, given he knows he knew I was a wizard. It's not the first time someone's tried to assassinate me, you see, and I kind of acted on instinct, and unfortunately, the man is dead.
A priest or a cleric?
A priest. And he did attempt to kill... I don't want to hide behind titles, but he did attempt to stab a nobleman in the back. I feel I was justified in my actions, even if an alternative course, in hindsight, may have been preferable.
Anything else?
No, that's it. I just wanted to... well, there was some trouble with the townsfolk. They got a bit riled up. They obviously didn't believe my story, and I had to restrain them, but no one was harmed.
Ah.
And I left them with the platinum for what it's worth.
A platinum? Wasn't it like 25 or
50? We left him
100.
I think 100 platinum. Yeah.
Jeez, say that 100 platinum. He said 100 platinum, not A platinum.
Well, I said 2 bags.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
This is most grave news indeed. I appreciate you speaking up front on this matter. We shall meditate on it, of course.
Shit.
Can I ask what you mean?
All complicated developments deserve great thought and time before they are evaluated in their entirety. Only a fool judges hastily based on emotion.
And get you into trouble. Well, again, if you do happen to speak to the townsfolk, I do give my sincerest apologies, and it won't happen again. And, I thank you for your understanding. And I hope that I haven't wasted too much of your time searching for these, I say, motioning towards the glasses.
As long as you return the armor and weapons of Rohana and bring down Scoria, we are willing to aid you as needed.
You have my word. Thanks for you again. I shan't bother you anymore. We return to our homeland. I'm not sure when we will be returning to Akuba, but if we do, I shall say hello.
Peace be with you, friend.
And also with you. And I go to shake his hand and disappear, reappearing back in the forest. Eyes roll back down, I open them. I turn to Tyrael and say, I told them. They seemed a bit disappointed, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think they're going to sour our relationship. They still want us to deal with Scoria and return the items once the job is done. Thank you for making me do that, Tyrael. It was good to speak on it like that. I think, in the light of the next day, I do regret my actions, but I still maintain the man, well,
There's nothing to
kind of
regret,
brought on
Emmerich.
himself to some extent. Thank
That
you,
man
Anton.
got what he fucking deserved.
Some upset.
I nod my head slowly, and I say, I don't agree with him for the same vengeful reasons that you might, but I do think it was probably justifiable for you to return to him in kind the violence he was trying to do unto you. I just want to make sure that we're being careful, that where we travel and where we carry our name, we're not doing harm to it or our reputation. And these monks could be important allies in the future, so... Okay.
Yes, no. It's good that we've all seen sense. Well, shall we... I have teleport, lad. Shall we return to home?
Before you return to home or not, this is, as I said, New Year's Eve.
Based.
Typical, as is custom in the real world, there are the concepts of New Year's resolutions and a time of refreshment and change. And I would like to get each of your characters' reflections and reactions on the changing of the year. Does it mean anything that it's a new year? Is this a new leaf for any of you? Is there anything that you would like, any New Year's resolutions or pledges that you would like to make? What's going through your heads?
Anton does nothing wrong. Everything Anton does is perfect and within his god's, purview. He has no resolutions. However, he does understand that people are going to make New Year's resolutions, they're going to fail them, and he's going to be the one who has to get, vengeance for... Anton is based.
Very
No regrets.
self-assured.
Yes.
Got it. What about Imric?
I don't know that he's got any resolutions for the year. I think maybe take on board some of what Tyriel's just said to him about keeping in mind more of our reputation. But I think Imric's starting to feel a little bit like this is the year. This is the year that we want to kill Scoria. This is the year everything's going to change. And starting to recognize himself as, a force of sort of power, I guess. Sort of felt grown up a bit,
You're no longer the drunken wizard schoolboy who's the nephew of the queen, but nobody really likes. You are something else now.
Grown up with responsibility and power.
Yeah. What about you, Tyriel? Any New Year's resolutions? Any reflections of note?
Tyriel's responsibilities personally have shifted now, with his mother trying to rebuild their household and with the McGarry name starting to carry some respect, especially among generals and other people in the city. Tyriel is most worried now about making sure that there isn't internal strife. He sees that Imric is a little bit too drawn to the kingdom. Imric's loyalty seemed to be to Drekis first and then to the McGarry name. And Anton seems to be a little bit Velthara obsessed, more so than propagating the McGarry name. So I think Tyriel is kind of seeing this strange balancing act that he has to play between hopefully seeing that his brothers are putting the family name first before kind of their other projects or their other side things. And that's what he's most concerned with, is the protection of the name and the actual family itself. And then obviously Scoria is there in the back of his head, but it seems like slaying beasts is a far easier task than building a reputation and keeping your family safe.
So your concern is more for the family than for the empire?
Yes, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Especially at this point, because our military service has been so unconventional. I think that normally when... I guess it's kind of a trope even in spy movies or whatever, that you have soldiers that are yeah, we love our country, but people that do the undercover stuff or that are very incognito, that are very much not working with official contingents, I guess you start to feel a little bit more isolated or not as like-minded. Sometimes it feels like you have the enemy, which is Mystria or the other lands or the dragons that we're fighting, but there's also a big struggle internally between us and what we want to get from our kingdom, whether it's between us and Ark Somber, or whether it feels like the queen is sending us on other missions or depriving us of items, or whether it feels like we're having difficulty getting the resources we need to do what we need to do. So yeah, there's a lot of conflict everywhere. And it makes us feel pretty isolated and not I'm not saying that we would expect a huge celebration, but I'm sure that Tyriel is a little miffed that he would have expected at least one of these times coming back that there would be a fucking parade of oh my god, the McGarry, the Dragon Slayers, it's great, the Queen's nephews are he would never say where is our celebration, but inside he'd be what the fuck? Like, all these generals are around here getting an audience with a queen. Like, yeah, you guys have killed a few people in battle, but have you ever, like, saved against dragon fear to, like, kill something that is, you know, like 100,000 pounds? Like, that kind of idea, yeah.
You're seeing the game played at the highest level and realizing that there's more to it than just my country versus your country, that there's a bigger field being played.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I see that. Okay. Well, that is our New Year's Eve here on Sleeping Dragon Isle. Imric, are you going to TP everyone home?
Yeah, so I think I get back from the projecting to the monks or whatever, and I gather everyone around in a circle and say, okay, who wants to go in the pocket this time?
We flew around this island to
teleports.
make sure that there was no dragon, correct?
Right.
The weapons would know.
The hammer would tell us.
It's
No
a little
dragons.
bit. It's like 13 miles. I thought it was. Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, so every time we teleport, I have to shrink someone, so I say, you know, who wants to go in the pocket this time?
You can shrink me. It's fine.
Does it have to be in the
Alright,
pocket?
I reach.
Why do you have to go in a pocket? You can't stand on your shoulder?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
I reach in.
Glasses.
I reach into a pocket and lay a hand on Anton's shoulder and reduce him to 10% of his size. And pick him up with 2 little fingers, put him on my shoulder, and then say, Tyrael, give me your hands.
I grasp his hand.
Yeah. And then I think of home, our room in Wickthron Renter, our dining room or our hall or whatever. And I teleport us back, whatever the spot is that we usually teleport to.
You must have a very specific safe spot, because you wouldn't want
Yeah.
to teleport into the dining room only to have had the servants like move a table and appear inside the table. You need a...
Yeah. It's probably like an empty closet has another empty closet below it on the floor below or something like that.
I think in the past you had mentioned to one of your servants that there was a space and you wanted the room below it always cleared. I don't remember exactly where that was, but I do recall you talking to a servant and saying, like, the room directly below this, clear it out.
Yeah.
And I think you can't... if your worst failure would just be 10 feet below you, which would be in that room, so I don't think there's even a need for a roll. So away you go. And this New Year's night, you arrive back in the capital, back in Wickthron Rarenta.
At this point, has the dragon... Did we bring that dragon back, or did somebody else bring it back?
Which one?
The one that we killed in the baby black dragon?
We brought it back,
we
yeah.
brought it back.
Okay. Dude, at this point, I don't know if you've been keeping track of this in the background, is our entire, like, family garden, everything decked out in, like, some type of, like, dragon chainmail or dragon plate mail, or...
You have dragon armor being made, but there's a very few people who can actually work with that material, and so the process is slow. You have commissioned many orders, and I have a list of how many suits have been made if I dig it out of my notes. So it is being produced. You haven't assigned it to anyone yet.
Can we hand that out tonight? Like, however many we have?
Yeah.
On New Year's night, I feel like it'd probably be a good night to do it. We could hand it out to a few people, and then us bringing this black dragon back should be indisputable proof that we are actually dragon slayers, correct? Like,
I mean, there's already indisputable
We
proof.
already, we brought back heads of dragons. The big one that we killed, the
Azeron.
Was that the first one we killed?
That was the big blue. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even the very first one we killed, we brought the whole fucking head back and it was in our basement for a while, so if people don't realize it, fuck them, yeah.
It's
So once we're back home, I guess I might say, with it being New Year's Day and all, we've got this dragon armor to hand out. Why don't we have a party or something, celebrate our successes here? Get the new guards of the house acquainted with the servants, get everyone good and drunk, Can have a bit of a nice time before we head back out to Solemn.
I think that wouldn't be the worst of ideas. Can we think for a moment? Have we figured out everything at our house? Did we do everything we needed to do? We got rid of the, did we ever do like a debriefing with Mom about the zombie person that was talking to her? The necromancer?
No.
Is that a conversation that we need to have?
But Anton kind of figured it out. Why she was being so open was she was being drugged by one of our employees, and that was due to her being kind of like mind controlled by a wizard. So Mom should be like level-headed and good, and not like.
Okay.
Are we? How do we protect our house? Because it seems like there is a million different ways into this, whether it's through magic, through extortion, through blackmail, through mind control. How do we keep everybody here safe, or Mom especially?
Hard to protect from all of the options that Scoria would have at her disposal. we could line the walls with silver to protect from magic, but it wouldn't stop whatever that thing was that infiltrated last time. We could have a cleric on the door detecting from dead, but it wouldn't stop somebody teleporting in.
We have in our employ some pretty fine swordsmen at this point, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Can we hire somebody to? I'm sure the larger estates have like clerics or wizards that work in their employ, whether it's to cast protective magics or just to be like there on consult or for curing diseases or whatever. Could we not employ somebody like that to work in our household?
Mm-hmm. I think my cleric is currently leveling up to be able to do that, but we could also employ someone if you'd like.
Is she going to be in our house? I thought you were sending her off to a church or something.
This cleric will be in our house. I have a bunch of priests off in churches right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But she will be like for our household.
Gotcha.
One thing we could do, Tyrael, is perhaps in the basement or some other room, have it lined with silver and lead, and have any critical discussions in that room to avoid scrying.
Yeah, potentially, but I don't even know at this point if that would even work, right?
It should stop any form of scrying that I know.
Like, you have those invisible eyes or whatever that can crawl along ceilings and stuff. Like, could somebody not just park one in there and bring it out every few weeks, or?
Wouldn't last forever.
Yeah.
8 hours, 10 hours, perhaps. Like I said, I think it's impossible to protect against every eventuality, but we could scratch off the easy 90%.
Less about this house, because we're going to be moving into a keep soon. I assume that our keep is like, we're getting the ball rolling. We just, as people in out of character, haven't picked the exact location.
Oh yeah, wait, where were we gonna put that keep?
We can figure that out now if you'd like, or we can...
Well, I think both Mouton and I wanted to put it where the vampire was, but you kind of want to put it next to Wickthrone Renta.
I'm cool with either. I think the vampire spot is cool, but I'm also cool next to Wickthrone Renta, and then we can just move later.
Ultimately, I think it's Tyrael's decision, right? So
yeah.
Out of game, I don't have the strongest of preferences. I think there can be a lot of cool stuff. In game, I would almost insist that it's in the capital, because it's like the safest, near the queen. Like, I want to be,
yeah.
All right, well, we could put it towards the Blackroot Marsh, in this bit of,
sure.
That way we know it's protected from the dragon in the lake.
We'll put it over there. So, out of character, we just picked our spot. I'm sure in character, we've had this rolling for a while. If that's cool.
Sorry, I was typing something. Did you say you wanted to do it near the Blackroot Marsh?
Yeah.
Just where that blue X is, maybe.
Okay. So this will be a construction of a new castle.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Now, a castle can exist without a town around it, right? Or does it necessitate a town?
Yeah, absolutely. You can have a fortress out in the middle of somewhere with that's just a fortress with no supporting town. But that does mean
moved into a town that was already there and just constructed to have them.
There's no town that close to Blackroot Marsh. Yeah, that's just sort of the open wilds.
Cool.
There will be supply problems because you'll have to haul everything in from town. That's not a big deal.
What if we put it on this road? It's still near Wickthrone Renta. It's on a main road. And there's not really any other towns around it. So if it were to evolve into a village or a town over time, it'd be well placed, whereas this is never going to turn into a village or a town, right? It's just too close to the capital. Sure. And it's on a road. People might stop there. Okay, I'm going to move the...
All right, we're going to do it over here.
Yeah.
Okay. You can easily get... your mother will have easily negotiated a land grant with your aunt. Dragon Slayers need their own place. McGarry's need their own place. You guys have this little... warehouse in town as like your manor in the capital city, but a place to call your own, room to cast your spells comfortably, room to practice fighting. You're going to need all these sorts of you're going to need space, so that can be done in between this session and the next or whatever. I'll dig into the mechanics of castle building and give you like a price, and we can talk then about how long it'll take to build, since we're building from scratch. But usually the prices are like to build a castle in 1 year, and then you could increase the price if you want to build it in shorter times. We'll deal with that the next session, though.
Okay.
But we'll call it underway.
Sounds good. Okay.
While I'm in the capital before we leave, I do have one thing I want to explore, which is now that I'm level 9, well, I'm actually level 10, but think I can start making potions now. And in the past, we've had like potion recipes sort of given from when you level up, or maybe I just consult Arxombar's library to find the recipes for some potions. But could you maybe give
those too.
Yeah, could you maybe give us a list of potions we could make and what we would need to make them? I had kind of flirted with the idea of in the past of making a potion of fly with the margoyle horns that I looted from Azeron's lair. I've got about 20 margoyle horns. Maybe they could be used as an ingredient for something like that.
Yeah. Let me just review the potion making rules. So you need to discover what processes, materials, and special ingredients are required, and how they must be combined for success. Research requires 1d3 plus 1 weeks at a cost of 100 GP per week. But if you use commune or contact other plane, you automatically succeed in minimum time, which is 2 weeks.
But some of this might already be known, right, by Arxombar?
Well, like, you know, if it is known by someone how to make a sword, but you still need to, like, figure out how to do it yourself. It's not, like, if you're a cook, someone can hand you a recipe and you can follow it, but if you, like, want to do that right, like, well enough that it would be really good, you probably need to practice it a little while. I think this is a similar thing where Arxombar can say margoyle horns are a really key component. Here's the other things you need to do, and you need to mix them. But then, like, the actual technique for properly mixing and properly boiling at the right temperature and everything is like a matter of skill and personal knowledge.
So I could maybe find out what the recipes are, but not learn how to use them unless I spend the time, right? So at least I could work out which potions I'm putting my days into.
Yeah.
I'm going to be making the potions of oil slipperiness or whatever.
If the character has a full dose of the potion in question to use as a sample, research only takes 1 week and costs nothing. However, you still must have access to the laboratory or altar to conduct the research, yada yada. Once you have researched the formula, which in this case means, like, you know, mastered the formula, he need not research it again, and you can create samples of the potion as often as you wish, as long as you follow the process. So potions will take 1 day per 100 GP required. Don't worry about the cost right now. And then there's a success or failure. It starts at 70%, gains plus 2% per level, minus 1% for every 100 GP it costs. And
should we just figure this out off stream?
We can do, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you want a list of potions. Whatever potions you have on hand right now, if you wish to consume one of them, you can get the recipe for. If there are other potions you would like, the most basic ones you should be able to get pretty quickly.
Wait, hold on. I was having to just listen to this. You said you can get the recipe for them. How long until they can brew them if they have the recipe? Or did you say it takes several times? Or
it takes multiple days, depending on which. Some potions take 1 day, some potions take like 5 days.
Okay.
But it's an order of days.
And you guys can both make potions?
Yeah, but it's the real, like, roadblock is finding the ingredients. Mm-hmm. They're all going to be, like, unique monster parts and shit like that.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay. Is there any potions? Do we want to do this right now, or maybe for the break we'll figure out what we want to start
I
with?
think we should.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. The only one that I really would like is stuff like Fly or Polymorph Self, just that would save me a spell slot, but it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, just throw me a list of potions that you want. We'll deal with it during a break or in between sessions, but I will start doing research in this in between. Yeah. All right. So here you are. You spent a night on Sleeping Dragon Isle, so this is New Year's Day, I believe. According to my notes, you have 4 sets of blue dragon armor and 4 sets of green dragon armor, and you guys are using 1 of each right now, so you have 3 extras lying around.
Wait, that's it? We've been...
it takes, like, 12 weeks to make each suit, or something like 4 weeks to make each suit, so it's been a slow process.
What is a green dragon armor?
Extras?
What is a green dragon armor AC?
Plus 12.
Really?
And what's the blue?
So 22.
10?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, blue is plus 10, so 20.
Okay.
And we have 2 blue dragon armors left?
You have a total of 4, and I think you're using 1, so you should have 3 left.
Who's using the one?
I'm using green dragon armor.
Anton is. Anton is.
Wait, I'm using
Anton
I'm using green armor as well. Green dragon armor.
Yeah, so we have 3.
Yep.
Okay.
We have 3 blues.
3 blues, 3
I
greens.
think at
to
one
hand
point
out.
I took a suit of blue dragon armor with us to Solomon in case I needed to pretend to be a fighter, but I don't need that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
So
probably
that might be
back
where
in
it
the group treasury. And do I recall correctly that you gave one to one of your guardsmen? I believe.
No, not
no.
yet.
We've talked
maybe that was a
about it.
magic sword, not the armor.
It was a sword.
Okay.
We've talked about it, yeah.
That's what we're going to do now, though, right?
Do we want to hand out the blue
Yeah.
dragon armor to our 2 guard guys?
One, not the green one.
The green one's plus 12.
I don't know if I can retcon this or if I can say this like now. I imagine that when you're making armor, especially armor of this quality, it's going to be somewhat ornamental. It's not just going to be straight armor. There's going to be like designs and shit etched into it. Yeah. Can I? I 100% would have requested this. Okay, because Tyrell has this arrogance. Can we get the McGarry crest like carved?
Absolutely.
Into the yes. Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Cool. Now, the only reason I say this is because I think we want to prefer our own people initially to have this. But if we had a few like frontline officers or soldiers that were like adorned in like McGarry provided dragon armor, I think that would look really cool. Like people would see that like my commanding officer has like the McGarry crest on his back and like his fucking dragon plated armor.
What is our crest now?
We could gift it to a general.
Can our crest just be, I
generals.
guess, like, I don't know, like a fucking dragon or some shit?
It should be. It should totally be a dragon, right?
I'm fine with that, yeah. All right, so the McGarry crest is like a dragon.
What color dragon? Because it's maybe it's like a blue dragon on a white field or a red dragon.
Your characters
red
would have
dragon.
had months to go over this stuff already,
Yeah.
so you guys can design or have viewers design
Okay.
crests in between sessions, and we'll sort it out later.
All right, one of the artists in chat can do it.
Yeah, and then we'll just say this has been applied back when you first made these orders, which makes sense because you would have sat with an artist for days probably figuring this shit out.
Second
We'll,
quick
we'll
question.
take requests. If people submit them, we'll pick the best one next time.
Second quick question. What is the AC of black dragon armor?
Plus
This
5.
one is Omega trash.
Oh, yucks. Okay. All right, that's all I have.
So literally chainmail.
Yeah, but,
Yeah, but it's still
as dragon armor.
you know?
Still looks cool as fuck, yeah.
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 Okay, so when all the brown dragon armor gets made, we'll hand those out to the shitters, and then tonight we're going to present 2 blue dragon armors to Bartico and old man
The old guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to give dragon armor to your followers? We have a lot. We could do that.
I thought about
You should
considering
give
that.
the brown dragon armor to your rogues, right? Because it's leather as opposed to scale, so it's better for thief skills and things.
I thought about that
Do
before.
you want to mark them as McGarry followers?
Yeah, exactly. I thought about that before, but like their whole point of roguish people is to be pretty undercover. If they're going
Yeah.
around and shit like that, yeah. Otherwise, I would have said that immediately. Like, oh yeah, my
Yeah.
followers.
Does the brown dragon armor look that? I feel like it maybe doesn't look as flashy as the
It
scale.
must
now.
have some kind of because all leather is leather, and if it's fucking
Dragon
dragon
armor,
leather,
dragon armor, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Brown dragon armor will also give 5 AC bonus, same as black.
But that's good for leather. That's actually better than the black dragon armor in some ways.
Okay. While you're here at home discussing these things, Anton does one of his check-ins where the necromancer is, and they've moved Anton. And then, of course, the necromancer's moved between, capital and Scoria's place, and usually in places of safety that aren't important. But all of a sudden, when you check in today, you get a ping right here in the middle of the Laconish Highlands, near the top of the Hart River.
Wait, can you ping this on the map so I can see this again?
It is. It's over here.
Right.
Oh, I see
here.
it. Gotcha.
What's getting pinged, Neal? Sorry. By what?
That's where she is right now.
Oh, just
That's where the
here.
necromancer is.
Oh, yeah.
Have we rolled
She's
for...
well away from civilization now.
Did we roll for Justina's hotness?
Yeah, she's a 10. Or she's an 18, honest.
18?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
We can get there today if we teleport and pot and fly. If we
Yeah.
use the amulet and then fly there.
I mean,
I
you
mean,
just
we have a
teleported
huge-
here and projected self here, so you'll probably need to rest tonight to get your spells back.
I could
but-
nap them.
I actually wouldn't need to. I use teleport, but we could use the amulet and then polymorph self.
Yeah. I mean,
Or we could
so we'll
nap.
have a conversation. We have this big party being thrown, but we see that she's in like a vulnerable spot. What do you guys want to do? Do you just want to go? We can have Mom hand out the armors to our guards.
I think
would Volthara let you not?
I think I would actually request for tonight. I really want to get a general sense of like how is the household doing. So there's been a lot of crazy shit. I sent notes here to like weed out like fucking spies and the staff. You obviously found there was a staff that was serving our mom fucking drugs or whatever. You know, people, the old guy has been training me to dual wield a hammer. Mom has had her mind cleared now. Our dad did die somewhat recently still. That is a thing. I think I kind of want to like chill for the night just to like be a presence around the household and to get a feel of like how is everybody feeling? Like what is like not just us, but like the household in general. You know?
Sure.
And then maybe hopefully first thing in the morning you can go.
If we take the night off to relax and carry on with this party we've planned, that's great. But Anton, would Volthara allow you to miss the chance to get vengeance on Justina?
I don't think she's going to give a fuck. We will get vengeance on Justina.
One day, I suppose.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Very well.
Are you able to scry on her tonight? Can we try that? You should have some level of familiarity because you saw her on a time pool when she was
We
crawling.
did see her in the time pool. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want, I can nap you if you need me to. If not, I could nap myself and also get scrying ability. We could like double chance it.
Would it be possible for Anton to guide me in the casting of a clairvoyance? He knows the exact location. Could I somehow combo that to clairvoyance where the ping is?
If you have some sort of like thought sharing or mind reading spell, I think you could probably manage it.
I have those type of spells.
Not today though, right?
I have nap, right?
You'd need to nap me as well to get clairvoyance.
I have two naps, so we can check.
All right, so we could both nap, and then what's this? Is it share memory or something you've got?
Fuck, hold on. It's like something with a T.
Before we do it, I'll try and scry her with the crystal ball. I think back to that image of her crawling along the ceiling behind me and then casting that spell at me as I try and summon a picture of her with the crystal ball. 52. Probably not enough, I don't think.
No, definitely not. You can't quite locate the creature. The crystal ball rolls over the map that you've got, but doesn't really find any particular place.
I have telepathy. Does not give either participant access to the other's thoughts, memories, or emotions. They can only hear the thoughts the other participant's sending. I'm guessing that's not good enough. It is like a mind link, though.
What's the one that Van used to
cast? I have memory read.
It would need to be me that has memory read to cast on you.
Oh.
Rapport. You don't get that, no?
I won't have rapport, no.
All right, well, never mind. We can... doesn't really matter that much. Would be nice to have an idea of what she was doing, but... maybe the crystal ball will work tomorrow. Let's... if we're going to miss this opportunity, we should stop thinking about business and enjoy the night.
Keep in mind that they have a detailed list of gear that we have, so they should know that we're able to get around very quickly. So I don't think that trying to do an incredibly quick and reckless assault is going to be very profitable, because she probably knows that we have the capability to do that. So she should be somewhat prepared. Yeah.
To be fair, the only things that they really know that we have is from like time pool or something, and it doesn't tell them exactly what it does. I think they only currently know what it looks like.
Sure.
They do know we can teleport, though.
They do know we can teleport. Yeah, but they don't know that you have like the amulet of vengeance. That is true.
Yeah, they have no.
But they should know that we can like scry and other. Well, actually.
Yeah,
because the amulet of vengeance is a pretty popular item. Maybe Scoria does have information about that.
I think what Anton
I think
was
they might know
at,
the amulet, but they won't know what it does.
You don't.
Yeah, hopefully they don't know about the recall amulet. They've seen I'm wearing it in the picture, but how would they know what it does?
Yeah.
Before they've done it, seen it.
Well, Scoria might know what it does, right?
Yeah, that's
she fought Azeron.
That's true, yeah.
And I don't know if Scoria would have knowledge of that Velthara amulet either. I don't know how secretive that was. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That was a gift from the gods.
It's a rare thing that has shown up sporadically through history, but it's not particularly well known. Each deity has some sort of blessed item or weapon or armor or whatever that they give out, but their properties are not widely known to people. Scoria is, what, like 1,000 years old, though? So it's not inconceivable, just unlikely.
Anton, I'll leave this to you. I have business to do. He gets up. He's going to leave, and he's going to go to the jeweler.
Wait, as Anton leaves, though, I say, sorry, Anton, are you not staying for the party?
I will be back for it.
Okay, good.
He's going to go to the leather worker that he had commissioned to make 3 rings. So he's going to go pick up those 3 blue dragon armor rings with the McGarry crest on it.
It is so. The jeweler stands before you. Middle-aged woman, kind of heavy set, with a thick unibrow, but delicate fingers. She hands over the 3 rings to you in a folded piece of silk cloth, or actually, lays them out on the counter for you to inspect, and slides over a polished lens so you can get a close look on it, and waits for your approval.
I will inspect it. I assume it's like master craftsmanship.
These have taken weeks, months. I can't remember exactly how long, but these are a work of art. They're exactly as you wanted. They are keyed to each of your hands, or sized to each of your hands, each of your ring fingers.
Cool. I'll give her
exactly as ordered.
17 platinum, so I'm down to 800 on my sheet. As like a tip, and I'll take them. And can I get like a nice? Can I get 3 nice like boxes to put them in? It's like present.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She has little jewelry boxes that she can give you free of charge, because it costs like 20 copper to make each of these nice little boxes, and they're polished rosewood with a little cushion inside that you can put things on.
Cool. I will go back to the party. Yeah.
As you leave, she thanks you for your service in slaying Azeron and the other dragons, and asks of you to bring down Scoria, because her daughter is at the front, near Bontheris, along the River Vodin, and she does not wish her to die.
The McGarrys have your back. I will see to it that Veltharo's will is done.
Wait, who doesn't wish to die? Say that again?
The jeweler's daughter.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you don't care.
No, I don't.
Anton cares. And then I leave.
Okay.
I'll go back to the party, and I help the brothers get the dragon armors and get them ready for the presentation.
Yeah. It is a thing to happen. The party can be thrown this evening. I assume there is food and drink and music. Tell me about the party.
Yeah, I hired the best bard in all of the town. Anton's a big fan of bards, you see.
Uh-huh. Yeah. They are great musicians around. You can hire them, bring them on in, let them play for you. Small band arrives.
Yeah.
Anything in particular that I know you're going to pass out some armor during this event, but was there something?
I think we wanted to see like the morale, how everybody's feeling in the house. It's more Tyrael who was wanting that, yeah?
Yep. And we'll be talking, I guess giving like a little speech, tell them that they're like, we go out and we do things abroad. You guys do things at home. You take care of the household. It's arguably one of the more important
things. We couldn't do it without you.
Yeah, exactly. One of those things. Every job is important, okay? I give them a good School of Rock Jack Black speech, Even the guys that aren't in the band, you're in the band, all right?
Mm-hmm. At Christmas work parties in China, they give out little envelopes of money to all the staff to sort of like, instead of like a bonus, maybe we could like make a thing of giving a few gold coins to all the servants or something like that. Not just like giving them gold coins,
actually,
in some sort of ceremonial way.
I don't know if we want to give money. I feel like the gratitude should be worth more, because I'm pretty sure when we were doing this at the beginning, when we told Koibu what we wanted the payment to be, I think didn't we choose the highest option when it came to paying people? I thought we were already paying pretty well.
Maybe we are, but it's like a bonus, right? It's at the end of the year.
Yeah, but I don't know. Well, I guess
I think you might be getting mixed up
with
your
priests?
In the temple.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think so.
How are we? Mm-hmm. Are we paying our people pretty well, or what?
You're paying them, the going rate for labor.
Okay. If you want to give them a bonus, then yeah, fuck it, I guess.
Yeah. I'll, how many people are in an employee? 100 plus, 200.
No. Far less than that. I think we're in the realm of like 20 or 30.
Okay, I'm taking 100 platinum off my sheet. We can evenly distribute it.
Holy shit.
100 platinum?
Right, these guys are...
Yeah, I have 700 platinum on my sheet still. I'm not taking from the party sheet at all.
Imagine going for your pints at the end of the workday at the local shithole, and you have to have you got change of a platinum?
So let's say there's 30 people. Everybody gets like 3 platinum. The higher people will get a little bit more because it doesn't round out normally. So. But yeah, the lowest servant gets 3 platinum for being a McGarry trustee.
It's like, here's a bonus of 5 times your annual wage.
How much is 3 platinum? Like,
a platinum is 2 gold, and a gold is 100. So
bucks.
600.
So platinum is 200.
600 bucks we just handed out for a Christmas bonus. That's not bad.
Okay, how much? What's the annual salary?
Well, I mean, most servants make like
servants?
$10 a day.
Yeah.
So this is like
okay,
so
so
2
it's
months' wages.
Happy New Year,
That's
everybody.
fine. That's fine. Yeah, 2 months' wages is good. I think at one point. Sorry, Moon, if you want to.
I was gonna say we hand out the stipends, and then we'll start gathering everybody, and then you can go. We're gonna do like the big thing. Yeah.
At the end of the night, when it's sort of winding down, Imric sat at the head of the head table or whatever where we were all sat, and he's watching all the peasants, all the servants, everyone's drunk, and he's sort of slouched in his chair, drinking a glass of wine, drunk for the first time in a while, and he's looking at like maybe one of the maids dancing with one of the guards or something like that, and his mind drifts to Shelley Tulwick. And how, if only we could have invited her here, it was too short notice. Then he thinks maybe about trying to teleport to Outlast to go and get her, and then decides that's probably a bad idea. So I think he just has another drink and realizes that, the kind of happiness that these normal folk have got is in some ways never going to happen for the 3 of them now.
Anton gathers everybody up. And he will let Tyrael present the dragon armors because he's the head of the household. He should be the one to do it. So he'll bring Tyrael to the. I guess I don't know. We're probably in a big room. We'll bring him to the front of the room. Anton will clink the glass. I think my brother Tyrael has some things to give away and a speech.
Yeah, I said we did the speech.
Okay, we did the speech, and I will bring out with Imric the 2.
I'll do the speech. I'll do the speech.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I feel like Koibu's gonna fuck me on that if I don't.
Yeah, you should do it.
Okay, we So how many sets of? You said we're doing brown dragon armor.
No, we're handing out 2 blue dragon armor.
2
sets
blue dragon armor. Okay, is it gonna be to the old guy and the young guy?
Bartico and what's the other guy's name?
Winthrop Vandal.
Winthrop Vandal.
Okay. Are these guys both? We made the older guy the head of the guard, and the younger guy is in training under him, right?
He's like the co-head of the guard. Yeah.
How long has that training been going on for?
Like a year?
Oh, 6 months or so. I think this was back in June or July when when you brought them in, and it is now the end of December, so half a year.
What is the older guy? It would be cool if we could promote the younger guy to the head of the guard now. The older guy shouldn't be burned because he knows he's been training the guy to do it. What happens with him afterwards? Like, is he still going to work as, like, not now an underling or what?
I think we should probably wait a little bit for that, or we would have had this conversation before we handed out.
Well, yeah, of course.
I mean, it's not been that long, right?
It's not been that long.
He said it was a year.
It's been 6 months. I was wrong. It sounded like.
Okay. Actually, you know what? This guy hasn't protected our family well anyway. Fuck him, because Mom almost got fucked like 3 days a Sunday. So never mind. Fuck that.
True.
He doesn't get
even a year's not that long. I feel like if you're mentoring someone to take over a job,
a year could be a long time. It depends on how many times you cast haste. Okay, it's all perspective.
Okay. Well, go ahead with your speech.
Gather round, all ye servants. It has been a fortuitous year for all of us. We have a great many number of new faces in this household, some young and some old, and I'll point to the young captain guard, I'll point to the old captain guard. I know that there have been many tales, most true, some maybe a bit exaggerated, about the adventure and adventures that me and my 2 brothers have been on, but I want you all to know from the bottom of my heart that there's no way that we could have left this household undefended without the tireless efforts of all of you. Whether I'm talking about Wickthrop, what the fuck was that old guy's name?
Winthrop Vandal.
Whether I'm talking about Winthrop Vandal, protecting our household by tirelessly training our guards and keeping a keen eye on what goes on about the house, or even just the servants that are responsible for drawing the bath for our dear mother. I want you all to know that nothing that we have accomplished so far would have been possible without all of the efforts of you working together here to maintain our household. As an extension of my gratitude, which is bottomless, me and my 2 brothers have decided to present each of you with a bonus 3 platinum. Can we hand that out now, I guess?
Yeah, I'll hand them out to them.
Okay, 3 platinum coins. And as both evidence of our adventures and gratitude for our protectors at home, we are going to award 2 suits of blue dragon armor to Wicktron Venthal or whatever, and then the young guy. Yeah, there you go. I would obviously know the names, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, yes.
Winthrop and
Bartico. And Bartico. We'll be getting 2 suits of blue dragon armor.
There are gasps that go around. This is a kingly gift. Suits of dragon armor are extraordinarily rare, worth a small fortune each, and provide incredible protection while still being very lightweight and relatively breathable compared to like metal armor.
Anton and Imric will bring them out and present them to the guys, or at least Anton will, and he'll have talked to Imric and hopefully.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll make a joke. Oh, I'm going to make a joke. As he hands them out, I'll say, now it's been rumored that I have friends in both high and low places, so I'll know if either of you sell those armors, and I'll look at them both, and I'll give them a stern pointing my finger.
There's like a moment where they're kind of concerned, but it very quickly degenerates into a chuckle as they realize there's no way anyone would ever sell this. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, of course.
That's sort of like...
These are gifted to you and your families for a lifetime and for generations to come. You can keep these once you have retired from your employ from our household. And yeah, we wish you the best.
Each man in turn steps forward, reaches out his arms to receive their scale mail, and takes a knee in thanks and gratitude before stepping back and hurrying off to their quarters to have their assistants help them into their new armor, and will return to the party shortly in full regalia.
Some
Base.
Nerds.
Anton will step up, and then I have one more gift, and I'll pull out the 3 little boxes to Tyrael and Imric, and to myself. And he'll open it, and it'll show a blue dragon ring made out of dragon armor with the Megari crest. And I'll say 3 brothers deserve 3 same rings. Hopefully one day we can make 3 more of these and give them to our betrothed.
Anton, when did you have these made? This is great. I say, taking it out and looking at it. Wow, it's amazing.
It's been in the works for a few months. I had the jeweler with the unibrow make them. Which does fine work.
Fine work indeed. I will put my ring on.
I'll take one of the rings and I'll give him a big hug. After searching the ring carefully to make sure there's not like a hidden Velthara symbol on it or something, I'll give him a big hug.
No, there's not, yeah.
It's safe.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. Rings given, party gifts exchanged.
Can I look at?
Everyone
I want to make another joke. I look at I don't know if this is anachronistic, but I'll look at Imric's ring and I'll say, "Oh, look at that! It even says 6 months clean on the bottom for you, Imric."
Until tonight, I say as I raise a glass. Does that mean I've got to give it back?
I think we all laugh and drink the night away, and
Yeah.
The night passes. Morning comes. Anton, she's still in the same spot.
Sweet.
Hasn't moved.
I'll let the peeps know that, and I'm gonna get my spells ready.
Me too.
In fact, I do believe you get not just a general location, but like a space. Like it tells you where she is. You know she is in Castle Carpath in the Laconish Highlands at the mouth of the Heart River.
That's a lot of information.
Yeah. This is a good fucking amulet. I'm surprised you didn't just kill her and then break the amulet. That's what I was kind of expecting. Scoria was gonna like eat Justine, and then I wouldn't have got vengeance, so the amulet would have borked.
Oh no, Koibu's like, fuck, I wish you would have said that last episode.
Okay, I'm getting my spells ready. Okay, so what happened last time that we should prepare for? Probably a horde of undead, right?
Yeah, well, I'm learning fly, so...
Okay, I'm trying to think of how Anton can prepare for that.
The mummy rot that we cured last time immediately.
Yeah.
Of course we didn't forget that, yeah.
Nope, we'll cure you, definitely. If we didn't do it last time, we'll do it this time.
Stop, what are you breaching for a book for, Koibu? We already took care of this. Anyway. We had the, I think it was just like spells that, I don't know, was there anything? It was just a fuck ton of undead.
It was just a fucking crazy battle.
The skeletal mages with the weird hands that come out of the ground and grab you.
Yeah, but like all of that was like physical stuff that we have to deal with. I don't think there was like a spell.
Hold person isn't gonna work. She's a fucking vampire chick.
Is she actually vampiric? She is?
I don't know, I'm about to test that actually. I go into the ethereal plane for 5 seconds, Koibu. Do I still detect her?
Yeah.
Okay, I leave.
Yeah, you do.
I leave that. That's fucking wild. Yeah.
Drop your lose your etherealness spell.
I'm getting one of them.
So she is a vampire then, right? If you partially see her in the ethereal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still kind of figuring out my spell list. I was gonna take 2 etherealness. I'll only have 1 now.
Mm-hmm.
Could do our first break here if you want to figure out spell list.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a break here.
Okay. We will be right back.
Cool.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our game. So, we're getting ready.
Yeah.
Aren't we?
We learn our spells. And once I'm done learning, I'll go and gather Tyrell and Anton. Alright, well, if she hasn't moved, I think we can teleport to the dragon lair and then fly from there and get within maybe 10 miles or so. Walk the rest of the way.
I'm gonna go to town and pick up a small forked metal rod to chill.
Mm-hmm. Easy peasy.
What are we expecting to find when we go to this place, guys?
Bunch of monsters to kill and a...
Let me try and scry on her once again.
Oh,
that might work, Neal. 35.
Yes. You see Justina, the necromancer, in an enclosed room. Let me actually look at the room so I can describe it to you accurately. Actually, you see her in a hallway, off of which there are multiple paths, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. One end of the hallway is a dead end. The other opens into a larger room and continues beyond from there. In and amongst Justina are specters and ghosts. And more to the point, all around her, throughout the entire room, and what appears to be the room beyond, are these wooden poles that are fastened at odd angles all over the place, just kind of like moving through the space, which makes it a little bit awkward to walk around through. You kind of have to duck under them here or move around them here, and it kind of creates a crisscross maze of physical material spread throughout the area, which you can very quickly recognize as a poor man's anti-teleportation device. If you were to try and teleport in here, you would probably maybe like a 30% chance, 40% chance of ending up in one of these poles somewhere and then being thrown into the outer planes.
So what kind of, are we talking about a cave, or is this like a keep, or is it a house?
It's a keep. You can see worked stone all over the place. It's old. Actually, I shouldn't say it's old. It's decrepit, and it looks like it has been suffered significant damage. The walls are blackened as if fire had burned down through here at some point in time, and you can see like visage and gore, viscera and gore. This is probably some sort of workshop or laboratory or necromancer's hell-raising pit.
Hear me out. I have plane shift now. What if we go to the shadow plane and we can like kind of just go through her whole hell pit, and then I can probably bring us back, right?
The shadow plane.
It's interesting, the shadow plane and the ethereal plane.
A lot.
I think the
That's,
shadow plane still has like the bounds of reality, just like at the upside down.
Who knows what resides there, Anton? It might not be safe.
Which plane do you think would be better?
I don't think we can appear. It's not about the plane. I don't think we can appear right next to her and expect it to be an easy battle.
No, it would just be getting through like some random shit. Hopefully unnoticed.
It seems risky. Perhaps if we were very close, we could try it, but we don't know what we're getting ourselves into.
Okay, do you just not want to do this then?
No, just think for a moment. We're not going to run right into the castle slaying beasts trying to kill her. That's suicide. We're not going to do that. We need something more clever.
We don't know what kind of building this is. Is it a multi-story keep? Is it a single story?
If we want to do this right, we should just sit here for weeks and scry on her.
No,
like,
we don't need to do that.
Want...
Is this a famous keep? Is it a famous castle?
Not by your standards, no.
I mean, like, is this, like, would it have been something where, like, people will know the inside? It's been, like, constructed by well-known builders. We could find them in our capital, or we could talk. There's, like, maps of, like, keeps or castles, or the builders would be in Wickthrun.
It's a keep from another country, so there's not going to be any way to get plans for it. Probably.
Okay. Because this is in Mystria, technically. Or it is in Mystria.
Yeah, it's beyond enemy lines.
Okay.
I think if we were going to sneak in through another plane, the ethereal plane makes more sense. We get close, then move to the ethereal plane.
I just want to. I want to say right now, I'm almost going to axe any plan that involves us just going through a plane and appearing next to her. I think we lose that every single time. I think she's going to be surrounded by a fuck ton
you
of
don't want to
monsters.
walk in.
I
don't want
agree.
to sneak in.
Is there any way that we can clear out a castle? Is that possible? By either starting a fire at the base or putting poison gas inside or hydrochlorine gas?
We did it last time by dropping the water thing on it.
The water thing?
Yeah.
Might not work as well on a keep.
That we drop on the castle.
I mean, I could cast Cloud Kill through a window. Probably. I don't know how well it would work on a ghost.
Ghosts and wraiths, yeah.
Might kill. It would probably kill zombies though.
How much water can you summon?
It was like a swimming pool.
Okay.
You know, a lot.
Create quite a bit of water.
3,000 cubic feet. I'm not sure it's enough to destroy a stone keep though.
Do you have ways?
Well, I mean, you can take multiple casting.
Do you have ways to destroy castles?
No.
Is there a reverse of fabricate?
No.
Is there any type? Do explosives exist at all in this world, or just completely not?
No
flame
explosives.
We could.
Is there ever an explosion created by mixing two potions, like they would if you were to drink two?
Yes, that is a possibility. If you ingest two potions, you might explode. But to create that effect outside the body, no. There are potions that do explode, but I don't think their damage, their AoE is enough to destroy a castle significantly.
Is this a castle that's like on a hill, basically? It's not like in a swamp or something, right? Like
it's in a hilly region near the mouth of a river, or the start of a river.
How many castings of the water spell can you take?
In theory, 3.
So we could have 3 swimming pools. Do you think that's enough to like fuck up a keep? It was enough to fuck up one before.
My worry is that we collapse the roof of the top floor of the keeps. Then what?
I mean, they either have to come out,
probably push deeper in, like flooded
or
underwater.
Or be pushed deeper in.
I think that it's good to just right now. You have to consider that they have the ability. I'm sorry. Let me correct myself. They have actually set up and fortified a castle that is essentially supposed to be our grave, right? Our coffin. It's a giant coffin for us. So we can't go and fight in there as is unless we are assuming that they are for a second time going to significantly underestimate our power or capabilities.
It's also running water.
We got lucky once. I don't think we can get lucky a second time. So we need to find some way to destroy the advantage they've created, and that advantage right now is their terrain. So there has to be some way.
To be fair, I don't think that they know that we're coming for her here. I don't think they know that we can track her. I'd be pretty
But they've already set up anti-teleportation measures in the castle, right?
I'm assuming
Yeah.
that was already set up before us, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Either
I
way,
don't
they
think
might
we've-
not know, but they could suspect it quite
Yes.
heavily.
I agree with that.
Yeah, we need to stop playing under the assumption like, oh, they just don't know we're going to teleport in. Like, we've never seen a keep before with these types of measures in place, ever, right?
I think that we should do the water on the top of the roof.
Water might be
collapse
a way
the
to damage
castle.
it.
Yeah. It's running water, so it's gonna hurt her either way, and at a minimum, it's gonna fuck her castle up. I can nap you. We can cast it again.
Okay, let's just play devil's advocate. Any spirits or ghosts or wraiths aren't going to be impacted by this, and probably immediately after casting it, they're going to storm out of the keep looking for us. Justina herself, maybe any other vampires with her, any physical undead, may be restrained, but we could still get pounced upon by specters of all manner.
Well, you can fly, right?
Not if I take 3 castings.
Take 2.
Are you? Can they?
Yeah.
Can these spirits not just chase us through the air?
They could, yeah.
They could, yeah. But we can fight them at that point.
Can we
won't
fight
be
if
in their
100
fortified-
spirits come out of the castle? Are we prepared to do that fight? How many of these people have level drain?
You won't need to worry about level drain, at least on a few of them. I'll have protection from undead on us, which means they can't touch us if we're not attacking them. That lasts for a bit. And then I'll also have negative plane protection on us, which will prevent level drains at least once.
Do we think we'd be better off fighting them in the open or inside that keep?
Absolutely in the open.
It has to. We can't.
Maybe
We're never
there's some
fighting in the
way-
keep. Hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah, so maybe there's some way we can draw them out.
Wait.
which would be collapsing it.
Yeah. Let's learn. We've learned. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you? How do you? Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. Brain blast.
Big brain moments.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Big brain moment. How much can
Yeah.
you reduce something by? You said 1% or 10% in 3 dimensions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we had somebody do this to us. What if we fly up and you're up there, like 1,000 feet in the air, and you hold a little rock and you drop it, and then you
Oh.
undo your enlarge spell, and it's a massive fucking boulder, and then you drop it onto the ground. And then you destroy the castle that way. I think from 1,000 feet, we can do the F equals MA, like the force calculation. That would
gonna be
absolutely
like a fucking atomic bomb.
Yeah, that would absolutely destroy.
I can't cancel the falling of the rock. Sorry, I can't just cancel it at will. I would need to use a dispel magic spell to cancel the.
Or
the
we could
reduce.
just sit outside and wait for the reduce to like we know the time. We're waiting.
No,
I think I
Koibu
even
won't
have
let
a
us
note-
get it that exact because we don't have a way to keep.
There is a
track of
spell-
time, right?
there's a spell called No Time.
I have no time. I have that spell.
Oh,
So in
we could
theory,
get it
we
that
could do
exact.
that.
wait, and when you cast
Even
reduce,
if we know the exact time, it would still be difficult.
how many
The
times?
caster enables the caster to know the precise time of day, minute, incurring the clue an hour, month, day, year.
Okay. Would you? So you'd be able because you'd have to know when the spell's going to wear off and like literally like it's going to be like 10 seconds to drop that far, right, or less, right?
Sure. It wouldn't. Couldn't we just get a small pebble and then cast enlarge on it? Just the reverse.
I don't think enlarge is as ridiculous as reduce was.
It is.
It's the same, no?
Wait, then why can't you enlarge me to be like?
well, no,
fucking
not really.
100,000 pounds. Yeah, it's not even close to the
Yeah,
same.
it's not
Okay.
the same. Yeah.
Enables the caster to know the precise time of day to the nearest minute. That's what I got. I got the nearest minute.
It's not enough. It won't be enough to time it perfectly. We'd have to know
Can't you
how long
do-
it would take the rock to fall.
Wait.
We'd have to know it to the second.
If you use a dispel thing, how does that work? Can you theoretically reduce like a handful, or can you reduce a ton of huge rocks into a handful of pebbles and then like drop them and then dispel it all and then have them explode in the air? Not explode, but like come full size in the air and drop.
I mean, if you want, I can dispel magic.
Yeah. So in theory, I can only cast it once per day. It's from my robes and not a spell.
I can
know,
cast
so
dispel
I can only.
magic.
We could do one rock like that, but I think if the plan is to destroy the keep, I think the multiple castings of the minor gateway water plane is more effective.
The
probably
problem
than
is
the,
that-
Let's
rock.
we
let's
could
just
do both, but I think the rock is like literally like it is like an atomic bomb level of force. That is a massive amount of force dropping rock. The water, the only thing I can say that being argued against is the vampire castle. I don't think that was like a well-made, like super awesome keep.
Nah.
Like this is like it worked on the vampire thing, but I don't know. It might just be a lot of water for this.
All right, let's talk about the rock then. Let's do the rock. You'll be up there. I'll be in your fucking pocket. or I'll be in the bag of holding. I can cast Dispel Magic. No. Okay. You reduce a rock that's a fucking boulder. You're in your Pegasus form. You have it in your mouth. You drop it. I cast Dispel Magic on it as it's falling.
Or actually, how does something enlarge? Actually, what is that process?
Gross.
Okay,
10% per spell level.
No. I'm sorry. I mean, like, let's say something is reduced. Does it just like when the spell wears off? Is it just like, or does it like take some time and it grows? Or I'll just ask my specific question. I'm sorry. Let's say I'm holding a miniature rock in my hand and I'm holding it like this. As the spell wears off, will I be able to like open my hand and drop it because it's like growing, or will it like explode and my fingers will explode off?
It won't blow your fingers off. It'll resize itself to its normal size relatively quickly. But it's like if you're holding a rock in your hand and it re-enlarges, it'll probably just force open your hand and you'll be forced to drop it.
That's perfect.
But if you put it in like a small little cage that is too small for it to expand into, then we get into some weird territory where it might bend or break the cage, or the magic might be temporarily contained, or there'll be dice rolls and chaos involved.
So in that case, we can literally just reduce like 10 rocks, and you can just hold them all in your hand, and then as they grow...
He can only do one.
You can only do one.
One per day? Or...
Yeah.
What spell slot is it?
It's for my robes as opposed to a spell that I know.
Okay,
now,
can we get
maybe we could get Samba to make some scrolls, perhaps.
For sure. It's a reduced
That would
spell.
take days, if not weeks, though.
They might have it.
Maybe they have it.
They
We
might
can
have
check.
it already.
Yeah.
We can check.
I feel like if they don't have it, we could ask the queen for like if some sort of supply line has emergency, because I'm sure at some point they've had to move something large, or like that's got to be like part of war. If you can like reduce like rations or something, maybe they'll have.
That's
something
probably
aside.
a normal thing. Yeah.
Yeah. If we could get like, I think 5 would be perfect. If we're dropping 5 massive fucking boulders on this shit, like if we do 1, I'm worried we're gonna miss. If we do like 2 or 3, maybe it doesn't hit anything important. But if we drop like 5 of these things from above, we should like decently level and like destroy like this cape. I think. I feel like that's like. We should get
would the force? I mean, be the equivalent of like a catapult or something, right?
No, it'd be much more, because catapults.
You think? Yeah.
I don't think if a catapult were to fire straight up in the air and come down, maybe. But I think catapults are generally more angled. Like dropping from 1,000 feet, you're never elevating that much. I don't think with anything like that. Like that should be like massive damage.
Catapults usually strike walls with a lot of horizontal pressure, which is a stronger defense than vertical pressure on a roof.
Yeah. Okay, I think we should do that. Let's talk to Arxambar or whoever and see if we can get those reduced scrolls.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, ask Arxambar for reduced scrolls. I guess I'll go there and tell her we need to destroy a keep. And we've got a harebrained scheme. We could also test this pretty easily, yeah.
Yeah,
if
we can just test it tonight.
Or we can
if we're not
do
going
something.
We can just ask Arxambar about it too, right? Maybe there's stories of people doing something like this, if dragons are doing it, right?
So Arxambar does not have any reduce or large scrolls left on hand. They've all been consumed over the course of the war effort for various plans. She can make them, but it will take her 1 day to make 1 scroll, and she questions if this is a judicious use of her time.
Well, ask her if she has a better idea. I mean, we're all 3 there. We can have the conversation now. Like, we obviously can't enter the keep to fight Justina. We don't think that'd be wise, so we have to find some way to either force her from the keep or destroy it. Do you have any easier ways to destroy castles that don't involve moving armies?
Have you looked at the keep yet?
We have not, but we're worried that she might be able to track us, and us going that close and spending time idling about might cost us the opportunity to catch her.
If we are to take more than 1 day, I could scry on the keep from the outside, get a look at it. It would take a day or 2 more.
Do you know where she is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you not scry on it? I've been led to believe the McGarrys have in their possession a crystal ball.
We have indeed scryed
Scryed
one time.
on her.
We've seen the inside of the keep is very well guarded against any sort of aggressive teleportation. We could.
What does the outside of the keep look like?
We don't have.
We can't scry on that. We don't have an accurate image of it. I could clairvoyance it, given a day or 2 to prepare.
That might be a good place to start. get a magnitude of the project. If she is simply in a basement of a one-room hovel, your approach would be very different as compared to a 10-story monstrosity.
Oh, actually, we should be able to talk to the Queen. They've pilfered some of our magical items to do advanced scouting. Maybe they would have some sort of details for how this keep is reinforced, right? If this isn't enemy lands.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the what we saw on the crystal ball, she'll probably be there for some time yet. We can probably afford to take a few days to learn more, scry, test the reduce spell.
Cool. Let's get your clairvoyances then.
Okay, it has to be tomorrow unless you want to cast Nap.
I'll cast Nap.
Okay. I will cast before I go to sleep. Oof. Slow on a bird, lightning bolt into the sky, and then fly on myself. And then Anton can nap me.
I nap you.
You cast lightning bolt, and in the distance, you hear like alarm bells, guards start being called to the post. It'll get resolved, but for a brief moment, people are terrified that lightning bolts are striking the castle on a clear blue sky. It's no big deal, but there are, minor.
I feel like there's got to be like a meme across the land at this point that as like night falls, everybody's kind of expecting there to be some dumb shit because wizards are clearing their spell slots. That's got to be like a thing, Like being an American near the 4th of July, you hear fireworks go off and you don't immediately think like, oh my god, we're getting bombed. You think like some dumbass is off doing like fireworks. People probably think there's some dumbass like level 5 wizard like expending his fireballs or whatever. Yeah.
It's New Year's Eve and you hear a bunch of gunshots? It's probably just people celebrating.
And I relearned 3 clairvoyances, Neal. So I've scryed on the location of the building. So can I do like 300 feet above that? No, that's too much, isn't it? Typical keeps probably like even a large keep would only be like 100 feet. So I'll do like 200 feet above.
Remember that Koibu said we can't go like 1,000 feet above to like do
yeah.
So,
I also I'm gonna nap myself and I'm gonna pick up a magic font. And I have to expend a spell, so I'm gonna cast. I should just be able to do that. I cast a plane shift to the shadow plane on a rat.
Right, so plane shift is a permanent spell. Once plane shifted, that rat will forever live on that plane for all time.
Yeah, that rat's going there. I got to get rid of the spell.
Right, it gets a saving throw versus spell. It
passes? No,
I guarantee
that doesn't pass. No, it's 20.
For a 0th level fighter?
It's a rat.
Saving throw is 19. The rat passes and does not get plane shifted.
Good for him.
I look at the rat and I say, hold on, Anton, you don't think that's, what was the name of the... Wait, am I thinking of another campaign? Weren't you talking to rats? No, you were talking to rats from the very, very beginning,
Let's talk to rats in this campaign. No, it's not the same one, no.
No?
What if it was, though? What if it escaped its cage and it was wandering the halls?
That rat is base. Okay, I got magic font line then.
All right, so yeah. I can't remember exactly what we decided last time, Neal. Can I get a view of the keep with clairvoyance, given that I've crystal balled inside it?
I would say the location is familiar or obvious to you. So yes. Yeah. But clairvoyance is going to have some limits. You can't just like scry 1,000 feet in the sky or like a mile in the sky and get like a a whole world map. But a few hundred feet above it, yeah, your vision range should extend that far.
Okay, so I shall do that. And I've got 2 more castings. So I'm going to try and get a few angles of it once I've got a top-down view.
Excellent. I will bring you to show you what the area looks like.
Nice.
You will just give me a brief moment.
Tennies, was that his name?
That was his name.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
That was one of my favorite animations. That was funny.
That rat is a god. He doesn't have to go live on the shadow plane now.
All right, I'm not going to put all the possible tokens on this map because it would just be too much work and too much effort for very little value. But here, let me turn off this. And let me bring you guys to this. So what you see is a ruined keep, licked by fire, hacked all over the place. It is stationed on this sort of like plateau around which there is sort of a gorge, as if how you would call it, as if like rock had tumbled away, and you can see like down below in the gorge. Well, actually, there's a lot of mist down there, and you can't hear anything. Never mind. So there's a plateau with a ring of sort of openness around it with misty vapors down below. No one knows how far that will drop, and a bridge connecting that to the other like main ground area. So other than approaching by air, there's only one route to approach the castle, which would be by ground. And the main bridge is covered in regular looking zombies, plus like a zombie ogre, and you see some skeletons lying about.
How far is this? It's like 100 feet?
Yeah, about 100 feet.
So
You've
we
said
just
that
destroyed our bridge.
I mean,
We
yeah.
did what?
I mean, tell me you don't want to see a lightning bolt down this bridge.
No, I don't. We're not doing that.
No,
But
I
it
would,
would be
just,
fun.
I would rather destroy the bridge and then.
Well, even destroying the bridge doesn't help us, right? Is there
It
any...
prevents all of these zombies from ever coming
Okay,
back out.
I'm struggling to see how dropping a rock on this thing is gonna destroy it.
Okay,
It's huge.
here's all I'm saying. These are the ground rules for where we're starting at this negotiation, because Tyria won't agree to anything more, okay? They have set up a terrain to kill us. This environment
Correct.
is our death, okay?
Well,
cannot-
okay. Let me just push back slightly on that.
Okay.
The last trap was set up specifically to kill us. This is clearly her lair, not designed to kill us, but to keep her protected.
The last trap was we got kind of lucky, and they underestimated us a bit, okay? But we could have died.
Yeah.
We could have died in the last
No,
trap. If a few rolls would've
100%. I'm
gone
just
different-
saying that this is her lair, not a specifically designed.
The
trap
fact
for
that
us.
they
Yeah, they
have
didn't-
the
yeah.
fact that they literally have anti-teleportation measures set up inside shows me that like this should be a well-defended place, and she would be a fool. Like, it is just unbelievably arrogant to think that we could luckily, by the skin of our teeth, survive one like 100 zombie trap and think we just waltz in and kill her like right in her lair. I think that we have to do something to disrupt this environment. So it's either going to be destroying this place, finding some way to lure a significant number of zombies outside, and then destroying the bridge, or doing something to inhibit like what's going on here. We can't just walk in and expect to win that fight.
No.
Sure, I agree. That's fine.
I agree.
So
yeah.
what's wrong with the rock dropping plant?
Because, I mean, for it to be still a size that I can pick up, even 10% its normal size, it's not going to be big enough to destroy a whole keep. Like,
What? No, we
might
already
destroy-
went over this. We went over this, and I asked like 50 million questions to make sure. That reduced spell is ridiculous. If we're playing it in all three dimensions, you could absolutely reduce, because we said it was reduced to 10% of its size. If we're doing that reverse square law thing, we said was 1% or 0.1% of its total
its weight.
Yes.
Yeah, weight, yeah.
Yes.
Not size, though. It's still going to be... It's not 0.1% of its size.
Yeah, but like even if it's weight, we could just tie a giant fucking rope around you and have you fly into the air with it like hanging beneath you if we wanted to do that, right?
Yeah, and then you just cut the rope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah. So if did we say it was 0.1% of the total weight? Because we reduced like 100.
Close enough. Yeah,
So-
yeah, close enough.
So theoretically, then, if you could take a 100,000 pounds worth of rocks, and as long as you can fly with 100 pounds, you can drop all that. So we can definitely do an aerial bombardment. We can do that.
Yeah.
What if we got a really big boulder, reduced it, and then smashed it with a hammer? Would all the pebbles still be reduced?
We'll try it. Okay, so I go get a rock.
Yeah, we can try that.
Where do you want to try this?
Well, it doesn't have to be a
outside
huge
the
rock.
castle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Out in
a
the
small-
woods.
just a regular like big rock. Out in the woods, we find a regular big rock. We reduce it. We
And Tyrell, you got that hammer?
Yeah. Wait. What are we doing this for?
to test
Because
it.
that way we can get multiple reduced rocks with one casting of reduce.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's true. Okay. Yeah. I'll get a hammer or whatever. We can just go outside. Yeah.
So we'll reduce a rock to a pebble, and then Tyrell can smash it with his hammer and see what happens.
Why does that help you? Isn't that just going, even if they all stay reduced and then regrow at their normal size, isn't that just the same as reducing one
Well, because
large rock?
basically,
It covers
instead
more
of
ground.
instead of having like a 10,000 pound rock, we could do 10 1,000 pound rocks.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you make a rock, you reduce it, You smash it with your hammer, and as it breaks, the magic that binds the rock breaks, and it shatters, and like all the pieces grow at the same time, and you all get peppered with large stones being flown in all directions.
Yeah. Okay, well, that won't work. I think my issue with the plan is that we fly over, we do this, we drop the rock, and nothing happens.
Well, once we drop the rock and we survey the destruction, we need something more past that. But at the very least, we've disrupted the battleground that they've prepared for us. But that's not it. We have to do more,
Let's just try this. Let's just see what it would do dropping a 10,000-pound rock on something. We are in the middle of fucking nowhere. We have a marsh. Let's just find a huge fucking rock. Let's reduce it. Let's have Imric fly up and drop it. I just want to see what will happen.
Sure.
There's no reason not to. So the next day, we go back out. We scry some more.
Well, wait. We need to be careful with this the next day shit, because if we end up
yeah.
passing like 2 weeks testing, she might be gone, right? So let's be clear of keeping track of time.
Mm-hmm.
So we've passed 1 day.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Wait,
hold on. Is there anything else we want to do in this state? Like, should we have our Xambra preparing?
Yeah. Well, I've still got 2 more clairvoyance castings, Neal. So is there any like angles from the ground we want to get a look in at?
So if you try and get a different view of the keep, you can see that it is indeed a 10-story monstrosity of a keep.
But it's ruined?
It looks like it's been ruined. The ruins don't look particularly old, like they're not overgrown, really. They're just like, this is probably a keep that was ruined in the last few years during the war. Probably this damage that you see here is probably damage that the Drakisians have done to this place. So it's fairly recent. There's the big ringed pit around it filled with like misty vapors that drops into nothingness. There's a river nearby, but otherwise it's sort of like hilly land all over the place. The front wall is damaged slightly in one spot. The back walls just kind of go over empty pits and voids, so there's not much use defending those.
Are these things
You can see a lot of damage on this tower. No. Those are zombies.
Okay, and what are these big dudes? Like zombie giants?
Ogre zombies.
Ogres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'll time pool I'll nap myself. I'll time pool a meeting with Senegal, I guess.
Wait, no, a better idea is we know that Justina went to Scoria's lair, right? Why don't we time pool the meeting between Justina and Scoria?
The last
I think it's going to fizzle.
Oh, yeah, because it's probably protected. There's no way you can time
No,
pool
we time pooled Scoria meeting with someone before.
At the castle.
It was the first time King...
No, you saw... In your solo session, didn't you see her in her lair?
I saw her walk in, I guess, to like the... I'll try.
I
don't.
I don't think Forbidden stops time pool. So
I will time pool the meeting between Justina and Scoria that happened on this day. I'll give the date because I was watching when she went to Dragon Peak.
Okay, and it's like an 80-something% chance?
I'll do an 85% chance. We're good.
Okay. You can see Justina here in Scoria's lair. The red worm is before her.
Can you explain the lair?
This is the same thing that you saw before. There's a stone room here. There seems to be some sort of like lava pit in the back that is like giving off this red hue all over the place. Looking even at the far wall, you see those like hazy, wavy lines of heat distortion circling about. Scoria, it takes up most of your view with Justina kneeling before her. And the dragon speaks to her in the true Mystrian tongue. Do you speak Mystrian?
Pretty
one
sure
of us does. One of us does.
I know one of us does.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but okay, but this is
we're doing it as a
okay.
group. Yeah,
right. Everyone can see this. Right.
Anton also speaks Mystrian.
Cool. So Scoria speaks to Justina. You have failed me, necromancer. How do you plead? And Justina, on her knees, says, I am sorry, Great One. They are more cunning than I expected. Their power grows exponentially as time draws near. They will most certainly be a threat to us in the future. And the dragon Scoria lets out a low, gentle growl. You can see little flicks of fire coming out of her nostrils. And what can you do for me now? Now that you cannot even kill 3 mortals, 3 pampered baby nobles? And Justina says, I can try again. I can craft another trap. And Scoria stomps her foot on the ground and says, no, you miserable failure. I have other plans for you. Turn your attention to Eridon. The northern kingdoms lay in shambles, ripe for the taking. The fields of the Laconish Highlands are littered with the dead. Mystrian dead. Dracissian dead. Thousands of them. Maybe tens of thousands. You can raise an army of knights, skeletons, zombies, whatever you need, and we can ferry them to Eridon. Raise me an army of the undead that can overwhelm Bluecliff, Confluence, Meadstead, even Tharnham and its defenses. We'll surround High Castle. We'll starve them out. Your attentions need no longer rest in Drekis. Justina, head still bowed to the ground, says, yes, your grace. But what about the ghosts, the specters? I can still reach the McGarry brothers through apparitions and phantoms. They're weak emotionally. We can play them at that angle. We can bring them to us somehow. And Scoria, aged creature that she is, takes a moment to consider these words. Begin the construction of our horde. If you can come up with a reasonable use for yourself with these insignificant nobodies, I will hear it. But if you fail me again, Justina, I shall devour you, spit you up, raise you as a ghost, and haunt you for all time. Justina leaves.
I'll wipe away the time pool, I guess. Should we not tell those other nations, Imric, Tyrael?
I think Imric's a little bit taken aback at actually seeing Scoria for the first time, and says, Eridon's it's a dead kingdom. Do they even have any authorities that we could inform? This is this our problem now?
I need vengeance against Justina. She tried to kill all 3 of us. It doesn't seem like she's going to stop in the future after she does her horde or whatever. I think it's best we deal with her now and save many lives in the process.
So it's clear that Justina has the ability to raise an army of the dead. Hold on. So Justina's next move is going to be to raise hordes to the north. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that Scoria has eyes down here. We also know that Scoria should know that we can scry upon Justina and find her. So work with me here. This is a little far-fetched. Is it not possible that we could ask the Queen to put together some small contingent, some force that we could use perhaps to assault Justina's keep? Maybe a few catapults, maybe a few contingents of men. We can pay them out of pocket. And while we do that, the preparation might take several weeks. While those preparations are being made, surely Justina and Scoria will know about it. Maybe the three of us could quietly head to the lands to the north, and when Justina moves to try to raise an army of the dead or convert anybody, when she's moving through what she believes to be relatively safe lands, maybe we could strike her there, outside of a keep in the middle of trying to raise an army in a land where she expects no opposition.
I nod.
Why not just wait till she goes there and make our way there ourselves? Why risk the lives of
Well, we don't ever have to actually assault the castle, but it would be good if they thought that's what we were preparing to do. But I don't think as long as the three of us remain unmoving, as people know that we tend to get around quite a bit, she's going to be as comfortable moving outside of her keep. Maybe she'll feel more comfortable knowing that we're busy in whatever the name of whatever the northernmost like safe areas now is. If we're busy preparing a small contingent to go and fight her, maybe she'll think we're preoccupied and she's safe to move to the north and do that.
We said we want to fight minions on open ground. If we were to bring a catapult or two, that may force them out of their walls.
We're not.
We don't want to fight her in the keep, though. She's going to have so much there. Like, we can already see.
No. I'm saying, if we bring the catapults, like you were saying, we may as well fire a few shots. Maybe they come out and meet us on open ground.
Well, she's probably has a way out. She can either teleport or throw herself off a cliff and just apparate back home or whatever. Like, I think the goal is to catch her. If we can catch her on open ground to the north, she's not going to be accompanied by an army there. She's not going to have her keep to protect her. I believe it'll be quite an easy kill compared to what we've done in the past.
Yeah. So why the misdirection? Why not just head to the north and wait?
I don't think that she's going to worry about us coming after anyways. It seemed like she has her mission. I say that we teleport to Solemn. We act like we're off the continent. We stay there for a few days, maybe look around for the Black Dragon, see what's up with that. And then when we see Justina's move to the north through my amulet, I'll point it up, we just teleport back and handle it then. Okay, they'll think we're off in a different continent.
We don't need the misdirection then, okay. I only like, just because I know they track our movements so much, maybe the misdirection gives her some sense of confidence. But she might be going north anyway, so okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be completely straightforward to teleport to some random spot in the north, though. We wouldn't have a location there. We could travel ahead of time and set up a teleport station somewhere in the wilderness.
You fabricate?
Yeah.
Well, wait, where are these lands to the north that they're going to go to?
Laconish Highlands.
Where is that at? Can you point this out to me?
I'm trying to find it right now.
Is it northeast or northwest?
Gonna be north.
So they're here in Laconish Highlands right now.
Oh.
And they were talking about going and attacking these towns up here.
Yeah, I understand.
So she's already there raising her army.
Well, no, she's going to be there raising her army. She's not already there, right?
No, she is here raising her army.
We'd just be waiting for it to leave the keep, but she could have her minions bring the bodies to her. Also, this thing's a vampire. Ultimately, we'll have to track it down to a resting place to slay her for good, which will mean getting inside her keep.
Yeah, but we'll find the resting place after we slay her once, so at least we'll know for sure.
I think the resting place is that keep.
It might be.
Yeah.
But
at
least we'll
we're
know
under
for
the impression that she's going. We were under the impression she's going over here alone. No. She's already there, raising the undead.
She intends to raise the army and then attack the northern lands.
She's raising the army inside the keep right now.
Oh, and then she's going to use that army to attack the northern lands.
Yeah. So the keep is where she's raising the army right now. I was under the impression it was in Eridon, but it's here.
Because there are dead Drakissian and Mystrian soldiers that have been fighting or whatever back and forth.
At that keep and stuff, yeah. I think the best plan is still the rock plan with the water onto the ruined keep. I think both of those should be enough.
To do what? Just to fuck up the keep. Yeah. And then what?
Yeah, what do we do after that then? Actually, was Justina one of the named generals the queen gave us for killing?
She's not a general. She's an assassin working under one of the generals.
Okay.
I think she's in the vanguard.
Have they ever had any open field on an open plain fighting with undead? Has that happened yet with any Drakissian armies? Has that been something we've heard?
No. You guys have been catching updates from the war. You have not yet had there's been no undead forces en masse. Maybe a few holding this place or something over here or there. Those undead might not have been related to Justina. There are necromancers about here and there, and there are undead for various reasons, but there's been no marching undead armies anywhere before.
Okay, because this is something that I legitimately believe that if it would help us, and I don't have an idea now, but just for you guys to think about this as we plan, we should be able to get some resources from the Queen if we can do this in an incredibly cost-effective manner. Because we don't actually care about an army of the undead, fuck it. But this army will be confronting ours at some point, right? Like,
to be fair, it sounds like this army currently is going to Eridon and not fucking with us.
Yeah, but
I do agree with you.
Yeah,
but
if they're
eventually
going to
it
Eridon,
will come for us.
Yeah, it's going to go to Eridon, raise cities, and then raise more undead, and then come back.
I think what we should do is we talk to the Queen, we get a contingency from there. We go to High Castle. This is still like a major fucking city, and there are like real dudes in there. We talk to like the King of High Castle. I show him the time pool between Scoria and the meeting, and he's going to not want this huge fucking army of the undead coming after him, and he might even lend us like a wizard and like a few people as well. And then we take our contingency from the Queen, his contingency from High Castle, and then we do like an assault.
I think my issue is zombies and skeletons. Yes, men, you know, regular fighters with swords and shields can fight a zombie, but specters, wraiths,
we're not to be
these
clear,
men will be slaughtered.
Hold on, we're the McGarrys, okay? We're not going in here doing a full-on assault. We just need, if we can think of a way to utilize forces intelligently, like we can do most of the heavy lifting, but it would be nice to have some extra swords outside should we need them.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I guess that's why I think
best men. It'd be like 10, 20 people.
I don't. Well, he might if he thinks he's under threat. But
I mean, he is.
Why not? Why not bring 1 or 2 catapults and start firing at the?
How are you going to get a catapult? How are you going to get a catapult from Wicthra and Marenta to the Laconish Highlands
also,
without A, being noticed, and B, without us getting fucked up by Scoria?
That's the most important thing. We can't, like, we're treat this as moving armor, right? Through, it's going to be highly exposed. Scoria could just come by, breathe fire, and then everything is completely destroyed, right?
Yeah.
So it has to be.
It needs to be like 20 good men in secret, and then we show up, and then we kind of handle it. They deal with like the horde of zombies and stuff because they're good fighters. We can deal with the race inspectors, and then eventually, like, we push our way into like just Steam. I don't think us 3 right now can probably assault this. Just keep it, get away fine. We could probably do it. It'd be risky.
Is there no way
that there's no
in Game of Thrones there was a wildfire? Is there anything equivalent to like that in this world, where you pour like shit
not
and
really
it's, like, on fire forever, or whatever? No, okay, or a lot. Yeah, okay.
You can kind of get some sort of like flammable substances here and there, but like making it in mass is not really much of an option, and it's not quite the same. No.
Okay. There's no. Okay.
Do you think that it's worthwhile, Tyrael and Imric, to talk to High Castle and see if they can offer anything?
Yeah. Well, let's like keep them in mind as we plan. So if we can think of an idea that incorporates them, that would be really good. Then yeah, we definitely should. Sure. We can get them on board.
What if okay, we teleport to the Dragon's Lair in the morning. We fly there. I cast Cloud Kill. I cast Lightning Bolt down the bridge, and we teleport immediately back. And we repeat the same thing the next day.
Well, now Scoria knows that we're going to be there and coming back and fucking with it.
And Justina will be slightly more prepared.
And maybe? Justina will be prepared for it. And
she only has a limited amount.
She'll know that we're coming.
After the second day, she will.
Let's talk to the Queen first and heed her guidance. I'm sure that she might know something about this.
Oh, or might have ways to assault castles, because this is in the purview of the general, like, and she should be aware.
Also, they've already assaulted this castle. This is our men who have been here and done this.
Sure.
So maybe they'll have some ideas.
Okay.
We'll set up a meeting with the Queen. And then we're not on the next day yet, but tomorrow we're going to try the 1,000-pound rock, or whatever, the 100,000 pound rock from the sky.
Okay. Okay. So,
can we do our quick break right now? Then we'll be back, and then we'll do
sure. Totally.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Our players have things to discuss.
Okay. Can you project yourself to High Castle, or do you need to see it?
I need to be able to clairvoyance it.
It is a super well-known place. You have another clairvoyance today, right?
I think, Neal, am I right? With a map and a clairvoyance spell, I could get a look at the town square in High Castle and then project self into it?
Yep. But the town square is, going to just be filled with randoms, and with project self, you can't really walk through the whole of the city.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
What about into the court? What about into the courtyard of the castle?
No, that's unlikely.
Town
I don't know
square,
how you would get.
There's always guards. a high-level wizard projects himself, he can tell the guard, like, hey, I'm going to project self back here soon. I need a way to talk to so-and-so. It's extremely important.
Yeah. Like, if you somehow did manage to make yourself appear in the court, you know, or inside the keep itself, you'd probably just be attacked on sight, like, immediately. Mm-hmm. You know?
Okay, so...
project self outside of the castle wall?
The issue is people running into me and cancelling it. But what I think I can do is I will send...
we should
just what's the name of the what's the name of the king in High Castle?
That's currently unknown. The last person in charge of High Castle was assassinated right before the war broke out, and that's when like international communications began to break down as Eridon fell apart. And so what's happening over there is just like a big black void. No one gives a shit because we've got our own problems, and they're all fucked up. The political situation of Eridon is up in the air.
We don't know any easy way to get to High Castle. We can try the project self into the town, and I can try and talk my way into the keep, but it's likely to fail, I believe. But I can try it. There's not a big risk.
Let's go talk to the queen. She's wise.
Yeah, I think the queen will probably know.
And then we can allow the DM to guide us. We'll talk to the queen.
We're going to go talk to the queen.
Yeah, you can find a way to meet with your aunt. New Year's, right after New Year's, in the middle of winter, is when a lot of public courts are held. And so the queen has lots of like hearing the issues of the local peoples. This is a time for new openings, new beginnings, people to resolve outstanding issues, forgiveness to be given for minor crimes or minor grievances that don't matter anymore. And so you can sit in court and join, like have this discussion publicly, or you can wait until late at night when she's done with all of this to meet privately.
We're going to wait at night.
It's a private meeting, and it's incredibly important. Yeah, we'll stress that.
Yep. Yep. You can get a private meeting here on the 2nd of January, 1513. And it'll be the queen, a pair of bodyguards, Clertis, and I think that's all that's in attendance here deep within the castle. A comfy room lit by a roaring fire, glasses of, what do you call it?
Brandy.
Mead.
Sparkling water.
Wine.
Hot toddies being passed around.
Anton will start sharing the time pool. I'll ask the brothers before. Are you just cool if I just tell her what happened in the time pool? And then
or let's start off. We'll say greetings, my queen. We come to you with a plan of action against the assassin of one of the generals you pointed out to us. You would have liked dispatched. In order for you to understand everything that is going to transpire in this conversation, before we do anything, we'd like to show you a time pool first. This is Justina's last conversation that we know about with Scoria.
I'll explain the time pool. I can't show her.
Oh, you can't show the time pool?
I only have one. I can if we wait till tomorrow for a bit.
Okay, well, maybe
you'd have to re-time pool the same thing, yeah.
Okay, you can tell her then.
I'll explain exactly what happened.
Okay.
And she hears your explanation and waits patiently for the next level of detail.
So, our plan as it stands right now is we believe that Justina is probably a single failure away from Scoria's wrath. We know where Justina is held up at. There's a keep was it in the Ironbark Grove?
It's in the Laconish Highlands.
Oh, in the Laconish Highlands. We know that she's locked up in a keep there. There's a keep, the massive bridge, only one way in, one way out, and we can see by looking at the keep that she's already raised a massive army of the undead, that she plans to head north and attack
High Castle.
High Castle, yeah. High Castle, Blue Cliff, Confluence, all the cities up there. Yeah. And we're certain that once she's slain those in those villages, she's going to take more undead, and she's probably going to come back south and fight alongside them. We believe that we can destroy the bridge in, and we believe that we can destroy the castle itself by dropping boulders from a very large height, one of my flying brothers here. We only maybe might need to request some assistance, and then perhaps your guidance on this matter. Do you think we're making a grave error by attempting to do this?
What is our objective in this endeavor?
So the objective...
To get rid of Justina.
...will be that Justina will be killed. If not by us, through our boulder assault, then by Scoria afterwards when she loses her entire army of the undead and has proven her competence once and for all in front of her.
How will destroying a keep destroy the capability of raising an undead army?
Because she's failed Scoria once, my queen. This will be the second time, and Scoria does not take kindly. In the time pool, Scoria said if she fails her again, that she will be beheaded. This is just another show of her incompetence. She can't even protect her own army.
There are only so many undead that can be raised. She already has an army at this keep. I don't know how many more are left in these lands in order for her to raise. So these dead bodies will be destroyed. They'll be kept at this keep, inaccessible to outside lands without having to construct some sort of new bridge to get there. I believe this failure will indeed seal her fate.
My understanding is that undead raised by necromancers are bound to them, and when their creator dies, they become free-willed undead. Would we not be better served letting this army raise and then killing Justina and plaguing all of Mystria with free-roaming undead?
That is a risky endeavor, and it relies on us being able to kill Justina at the time that is most convenient to us. But I don't know if we want our soldiers on the front line staring down tens or hundreds of thousands of undead that with the opportunity to stop beforehand.
Are they not headed to Eridon?
They
Do
are
we
first.
care about what happens to Eridon? We're going to have to conquer it next. Why not let the Mystrians soften them up?
I mean, Tyrael stops to consider this for a moment. Undead people, like, clawing their way through another continent, that was an incredibly fucking, like, beastly, cold thing to say, right?
Yeah.
That was really fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Tyrael pauses to consider for a moment.
My grace, these are our own men who are being raised. These were Drakissian soldiers who were attacking that castle. I think it's I don't think I could stand by as such an ungodly act is occurring.
War is an ungodly act. If they were Mystrians and Mystrians alone being raised, I would say our priorities are elsewhere. But saving the souls of our own brave men and women who have died in battle is a worthy cause. I agree. This necromancer needs to be dealt with, needs killing. However you go about that is best, but blocking her in a castle seems sort of a waste of time. All you're doing is delaying the inevitable.
It's more destroying the
she'll
castle.
find a... You destroy the castle, she moves to a new base of operations. The castle is not the important thing. It's the necromancer that is the key.
While that is true, her current castle is heavily fortified and is definitely ready to receive an attack by the three of us, and probably by any army that would dare to move in that direction. You know as well as us, Scoria is very active in that region. If we were to kill Justina, the easiest time to do it would be her moving her base of operations to another keep that isn't as prepared to receive her, or receive us should we show up to assault. I would never, or I tread lightly here, understanding that you have the expertise, but it is also possible, should you consider it, that we could show this time pool to those in High Castle. Perhaps we could win some favor with those lands, and perhaps some other types of assistance, be it food, transportation, or otherwise, by saving their village from what would certainly be, or saving their city from what would certainly be, them getting overran by the undead.
Perhaps. As it stands at this moment, there is nothing in High Castle that is in Drekis's interests. They have lands that we may wish to take one day, lands that have been granted to other people in our service already, but nothing that they have on hand now.
True, but another city loyal to us is another city that could potentially be fighting Mystria. It's another front that could be opened. I think, is there not a lot of food or something over like to the east in the Thistle Forest and then east of Meadstead or whatever? Were these like arable lands or south to Copper
Those
Hill?
are, yeah. I do not deny that there is value to be withdrawn from northwest Eridon. If you think that you can get something out of them, I would empower you to do so, but I would also ask you not to try and conduct foreign policy on my behalf.
Of course.
No. Would it be possible? We're going to be doing a big assault with boulders and large. You're a wizard yourself, I think, so I think you understand that. We request maybe one wizard to come with us to help us with the enlarging and the reducing. It would be a day's time, I think.
To what extent would this theoretical spellcaster's involvement be?
We can only reduce so many objects a day. Having a second or third spellcaster with us that can do it just speeds up the time in which we can destroy this building. Reduces the risk of Scoria.
They would not be in the front lines in a place of danger?
Absolutely not.
They would literally just be there to reduce the boulders. Imric would fly above with all of the reduced boulders, and then as they enlarge, we would drop them all in like a bombardment. The spellcaster could teleport back immediately after they reduce the boulders as well.
On this point, though, if we do wait for the scrolls from Arksombar, that is a safer way to do it. Also, the logistics of transporting any additional people may prove problematic.
I nod. However, it's going to be Arksombar's 100% of her time for up to 5 days.
However,
whereas we could have...
That is a direct, potentially, an order from the Queen, and I look from Imric and Anton back to the Queen, and then back to Imric and Anton. Perhaps an order from the Queen, though, could persuade Arksombar that this would be a worthy investment of her time, if she has the ability to do so. She's not working on another project.
This may be a foolish question, but the three of you have slain 5, 6 dragons by now?
None.
Is there no virtue in arriving unseen and spending 20 minutes hacking your way through the monsters and killing her quickly before anything can be done? Any of this sieging tactics only draws attention to your maneuvers, might cause the position on the ground to change.
Had you asked
Would not
us 6
a
months
lightning
ago,
fast strike?
Had you asked us 6 months ago, we probably would have agreed. However, you've seen the amount of investigation that goes into even keeping track of the equipment that we wear. We stood in this very room and you showed us scrolls not a week ago, I believe, of tracking, every piece of jewelry that we seem to carry around with us. Scoria and her minions are moving in a much more careful manner these days. I believe that was only through a lot of skill, but also perhaps quite a bit of luck that we survived our last encounter with a Justina trap. I don't wish to test our luck over and over again by doing that. Especially now, it won't only be our deaths, but it'll be all of the equipment we carry that falls into the hands of Scoria as well.
You think this is a trap laid out for you?
Judging by the fact that they're prepared to cancel a teleportation into their building, it does seem to be a trap.
Well, any significant fortress should have teleportation defenses built into it. We have them here in our castle. I'm sure they exist in High Castle. I'm sure they exist in Crownhold. They certainly existed once upon a time in Stromheim.
That is true, but how many times would you test your luck in front of a necromancer of this power and see how many times you can get lucky before she finally gets you?
Well,
it's her keep. She's prepared it. I mean, I'm sure that there are spells that not even the three of us know about that protect this castle. I don't wish to test the knowledge of a high-level necromancer to see how she's prepared to welcome us to her own keep.
So, go in, ruin the castle so that she must move her operations, and then kill her in the middle of the move?
Absolutely.
At the very least, either that or we go in after we ruin the castle.
Or wait for her to move.
Is there any chance that a movement would be more dangerous? I don't know enough about this woman, about her minions.
I don't think
but if she moves, would she not be surrounded by all of her raised undead?
I don't think Scoria will even give her the chance to move. I'm going to be honest.
Not only that...
You think we destroyed this castle and Scoria arrives to the castle herself to kill the necromancer?
I think that
Justina seems a bit of a stretch, Anton.
I think that if Justina no longer has the protection or guidance of Scoria or from Mystria, our ability to kill her will be significantly improved. Also, a vampire transferring locations is most vulnerable as they no longer have a safe grave to teleport back to once they're defeated. So
I'm sorry, is she a I did not know this creature was a vampire. I thought she was a necromancer.
Wait. She's a necromancer vampire.
She's a necromancer vampire. So that's another reason why we believe this area to be especially reinforced as well, especially if she plans to return to the Earth once she's killed.
That is a bizarre monstrosity. Certainly worthy of your attempts to vanquish her from the land. You seem confident in your course of action, and I trust that you will see it through to the end. What do you need from me?
We need you either to lend us a wizard for enlarging and reducing, who will not have any issue in the front line. It would only be to enlarge and reduce huge rocks for Imric to bombard.
Or, if you don't have that, perhaps digging up maybe at the edge of any combat areas where they might have a reduced scroll. Certainly there must have been some in Ralwick, or maybe in Fenden or Kirchwick. Somewhere there must be a couple reduced scrolls. Perhaps I can ask around for some of my contacts to see if they might know of any as well, but that would prevent us from having to bring a wizard along. Or perhaps a request for Art Somber to craft a few as well, maybe, for a few days.
We have burned through many, many consumable scrolls and potions over the course of this war. We've assigned them to various leaders throughout our kingdom. As I understand it, scroll of a reduce would take a day per day to create. I do not know if we can afford to have Arc Somber out for more than a few days on this task, but certainly one or two could be found or crafted, I'm sure. How many would you need?
I think 5 would do. So I say that obviously it takes a day per scroll, or we could have a wizard with 5 enlarges and reduces for 1 day, and they can just teleport back. All we need them to do is enlarge and reduce things.
My understanding of the enlarge reduce spell is that the amount enlarged and reduced varies with the power of the spellcaster.
I know.
How much do you need? I myself have the ability to enlarge or reduce things, but only so much. I can't imagine that would be as useful for you.
What level do we need, Imric? 9th?
I think Arc Somber making the scrolls is by far the best option. I don't think we'll find a wizard that will spare the time to come with us that will be capable of reducing the rocks far enough to make this work.
There might also be a powerful wizard or two in town that would love the opportunity to work on a scroll used by the McGarry Dragon Slayer family. Perhaps there's a high-level wizard sale person. Don't we go to some high-level wizards to buy and sell not potions, but other stuff in town? Maybe there's one or two in the city.
There are merchants in town who will sell such goods, but there are few high-powered wizards in the capital. I do believe at this point it is just Arc Somber and Imric McGarry who are the great wizards about. Imric, why do you not make these scrolls yourself?
I don't know the spell.
Why do you not learn it?
I've reached the limit of spells that I can know from that school.
I could bonk you in your head, Imric, if you'd like.
I think maybe too many bonks on the head whilst we were growing up, Anton, is the reason why I'm limited in such a way.
The mind of a wizard is a limited thing, and he can only possess so many spells at a time, and he has a robe that allows him to cast reduce, so he figures there's no reason to learn the spell himself.
I think, listen, if we can get Arc Somber to make 3 scrolls for us, 1 for the bridge, and then 3 castings for the keep itself, that should be enough. If we can compromise. You said 2, my queen. Anton suggested 5. Perhaps we could settle at 3.
I'm sure we can spare 3 days of Arc Somber's time. I will let her know.
Okay.
All right.
And one more time for my own clarity. The plan is to arrive at this castle, destroy the bridge, ruin the building, the superstructure itself, wait for her to leave, and attack her on the move.
Perhaps. Either wait for her to leave or go in after it's destroyed. Either or, depending on what we say on the ground.
If she's on the move, would she not be surrounded by all of her undead? Would that not be the absolute worst time to strike?
It'd be the best time for a lightning bolt.
The nice thing about Undead and Justina on an open field is that we can cleanly see everything that awaits us. I'd rather slay 1,000 zombies in an open field than stumble into a keep where I don't know what's around every corner. I do agree that surrounded by monsters, she is indeed a very fearsome warrior herself in her own right, along with her monsters, but at the very least we know what we're up against. We can make more informed decisions about how to proceed.
Very well. I shall see Arc Somber creates the scrolls you need. Good luck.
I think, out of character, I think when we destroy that bridge, I think she's fucked. Making a bridge like that is going to require bringing like
months.
Like it's going to take people out of the war effort. She has to ask Scoria for that. That's going to be a lot of construction. We could theoretically fuck all of it up very easily. They'd have to open a supply line for it. I don't know if Scoria would like. An army of the undead trapped on an island is worthless as well. So like I think even just destroying that bridge is very good for us. It's a form of sabotage that should be very effective.
What do we want to time pool? We have 6.
Wait. I didn't want to bring it up in front of the Queen. But is there not the chance that if we do wish to go inside the keep to slay Justina after it's destroyed, that we may find it more difficult to fight her incorporeal undead if the passageways in the keep are destroyed and covered in rocks? Spectres could travel through them and attack us at will whilst we struggle to climb through the rubble.
I think we want to do it in an open field. I agree with Tyrell that fighting in an open field would be best.
Destroying the bridge is just going to delay how long it takes for that to happen.
I don't believe she'll have the resources to rebuild it. Mystria already struggles by the day when it comes to supplies. We've already had successful sabotage attempts destroying many bridges in Mystria over the past couple months. I don't think Scoria will spare anything to rebuild this.
I think Scoria's going to kill her after this fuck up.
Or she'll at least leave her to rot. And given all the time in the world, and then I tap my hammer at my side, and I can be sure that Scoria won't approach us. We have all the time in the world to work at that point. Instead of a keep, I believe that we'll be able to turn that into a giant grave for Justina with no escape for her.
Just for sake, since we're going to Mystria, we're all under the agreement that if Scoria were to teleport next to us, we immediately amulet out.
Yes.
We agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we all agree on that.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, let's time pull it up, I guess. Fuck. You want to learn more about Senegal? Tyrael?
Yes, absolutely. We're outside of the castle and everything now, right?
This will be. I'll time pull the next day.
Can we show me the last time Senegal slept so that we can look at her house or something and see where she lives, because I imagine she's sleeping, or she might be traveling, I guess. Maybe show me the last time she slept at her house. Fuck, we also.
It has to be in a well-known event, I think.
Oh no, this is actually perfect. I was gonna say, do we want to do the Black Dragon stuff now, or do we want to do this? But we have to wait a few days for Arxamber to make the scrolls, so we can go over and do that while she's making the scrolls and then come back. Yeah.
If possible.
Sorry, last thing. If the plan is just to destroy the bridge, we don't actually need any other scrolls. But
well, it'd be nice to destroy the
castle as well.
Yeah, we want to fuck everything up.
Okay.
Might as well do all of it.
Also, if you start dropping boulders, and from that height they should start making like craters and shit. If you do want to come back and do the water shit, it'll make it really effective, because you can be dumping thousands of gallons of water into craters, and like it's completely fucked. Yeah.
Let's still try the enlarge reduce thing tomorrow. I want to see how big of a fucking hole that a 1,000-pound or whatever rock makes. So we'll wake up the next day. We'll go out. I have my spells.
Okay, so let's see. How do we actually do this? I cast Fly on myself. That's a level 3 spell.
Yep.
Then we reduce the boulder.
Yeah.
Do I have to cast Fly on you as well?
No. You're just gonna wait until the boulders are like starting to go, and then you're just gonna drop.
Yeah, but you've got to be up there with me, right, to dispel them.
They're not gonna. How do I explain?
Here's what I say we do.
I need to dispel them?
Here's what I say we do, okay? We are going to tie the rocks. We're going to put the rocks, okay, in like a bag, okay? And then I'm going to have like a rope that goes through the bag, and I'm going to hold on to both ends of the rope on top of you. And once the bag starts to get really heavy because they're enlarging, then I'll just let go of it and they'll all drop. I think we do that.
Sure, but we need to drop one on the bridge and then the rest on the other one.
Sure, we can make multiple of these contraptions. They're incredibly simple, right?
Awesome, yeah. So we'll do that.
Okay. Do you understand what I just said?
Okay, so
you're gonna be Pegasus.
You put rocks. You reduce all the rocks at the same time. You put them in a bag. You hold the bag out over where whoever's flying, and then when they get big, they just rip out of the bag and fall.
Kind of, or like they're going to be. We'll do it one at a time, but basically, like, so I'm gonna be on top of a giant flying horse, okay, and I'm gonna have like a rope in a U shape, and there's gonna be like a little baggie at the bottom of the rope, and I'll be holding both ends on the horse, and then as soon as the rock starts to enlarge, the rope will slip through my hands, and I'll just drop it, and then it'll fall. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, and so you'd have to enlarge them at separate times so that they won't all enlarge at once. So you'd enlarge one, wait 5 minutes, enlarge another, wait 5 minutes, etc.
Well, so we should also know that we're not enlarging them, we're dispelling them, and there's probably a less than 50% chance that the dispel will work.
We don't
That
have to
is
dispel them.
not what he's been saying. He's been saying he's going to wait for them to
gonna
wear
wait for them to
off
get
on
big.
their own.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay,
So
so
they're
we just-
already we reduce them. We're holding the thing, and then when the reduce wears off, then it'll just get big and we'll drop it.
Then it'll go.
So I just like doing loops around the top of the castle until it happens.
Well, we should know roughly how long it'll be. If it's like, is it 1 hour or how long is it reduce?
5 minutes per level. 5
So
times
50
9 is 45.
minutes.
Yeah.
Level 10.
Yeah, so we
Right.
can figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah, we should. be
Okay,
able
so let's
to-
try it then. All right, so I cast Polymorph Self on myself. I find a large rock. I reduce it. I turn into a Pegasus and I
Not
wait
just a
for...
large rock. You find like a massive rock.
Yeah, okay.
fucking
Well, I mean,
boulder.
well, we're just testing it, but yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
rock we can find. I reduce it. I turn into a Pegasus and I wait for...
And we fly 1,000 feet up.
Okay, so
Yep.
both on the back. It's probably better if it's...
Tyrael.
Okay, so Anton stays. Tyrael picks up the rock, and I start flying.
Or I'll have like I'll
Yep.
do like the contraption, so it's in the bag
Yeah.
beneath the horse. I'm holding both ends of the rope or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also doing this in the
We're really
the
far
Blackroot
away.
Marsh.
Yeah, we're not near any fucking houses or traveling dipshits or anything like.
we're in the Blackroot Marsh near Croak's body, dead
Okay.
body.
Yeah. Oh, the god.
Yeah, and we circle around until the enlarged
Well, hold on,
reduce
wait.
goes off.
I mean,
no, wait.
sure enough, eventually...
I don't want to circle around. I want to aim. So there was a house there, right? I want to be about 1,000 feet up. Hopefully he has a feel for that. And I want to try to hope that we're right above it because I want to see how it drops. If we're like really wildly off or about how accurate we feel like we can do this.
Right. So
We're dropping
Pegasus
this on the
must
village.
maintain horizontal movement in order to keep flying. Pegasus cannot hover. So you will end up with forward momentum, and so that will end up being an attack roll against whatever you're trying to hit on the ground below, because you are, dropping
this
something.
is an
and
easy.
hoping
There's an
it'll
easier way
fail.
to do it then. If this is the plan to not use Dispel, instead I'll just cast Fly on myself and I'll hold the contraption and I'll just go and fly above the house and stand still and wait.
That sounds way better because doing the
Fly works the same as well, right? Can you levitate with fly?
Pretty certain, yeah. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I think fly just gives you a fly speed, which means you still need to spend half your movement speed going forward each round.
Really?
I think so. I think fly and levitate are...
Move vertically and horizontally at a
Yeah.
rate of 18.
I feel like the
Half
reason
of
why.
descending, twice of descending.
If you
So
can
I just
move-
go up and down a little bit.
Yeah, if you can move vertically, you
Yeah, you
should be
just go
able
up
to
and down.
hover. I think.
Fly up.
Most
Fall,
spells
fly,
can be
fall,
cast
fly,
while
fall.
hovering.
Yeah, I think you could fly and fall sort of in the same spot. Wait, does it say while hovering?
It says most spells can be cast while hovering.
Ooh,
moving
that
slowly.
does imply that you can hover. Okay, cool.
So I hover
So-
above, I wait. As I'm sat there in the air waiting for the spell to wear off, I worry about getting attacked by specters in this moment as of the plan, but I wait for the 50 minutes for it to...
We're hovering above the Bullywogs village. We're just gonna drop a rock on them. Fuck 'em.
On like we want to
Wait,
pick
you
out
two
a
are hanging around on the ground, right? I'm
far away though.
Yeah,
You're up there. Yeah.
We're like 50 to 100 feet away from the yeah.
I try and aim it, Neal. What was the roll? It was like D20 plus 19 or something, yeah?
You don't need to do that.
You're not a
I don't
dragon who's been training with this technique for generations.
think. Training.
You're
okay.
Mr. Wizard Boy who's trying it out for the first time.
Wizard / level 9 fighter.
That's true.
Yeah.
I gotta get
Yeah, so looking at the maneuverability class of the spell, it's B, and I think that says that you can hover, turn 180, levitate, drop down.
Are the Bullywogs still there?
Yep.
Nice.
Those that have remained, who survived, have come back to rebuild their house.
They're about to get fucked up. Imagine being a bullywug. Just two guys come in and fuck your whole village up. Now they're dropping fucking massive bombs on you. Unlucky, dude.
You want to be at like 1,000 feet?
Yeah.
Sure. So I think you would need to hit AC 10 with an attack roll at like minus, let's see, -0 for short range, 2 for medium, 5 for long. All right, so we got to talk about a couple of things here. It depends on the area you're trying to hit, right? If you're trying to hit sort of like in this generalized zone, that's pretty easy. If you're trying to hit this like smallish thing from 1,000 feet, right? That bridge was 10 feet across. So you need to hit a 10-foot zone from 1,000 feet. I would say make me an attack roll at minus...
Can we talk about
like
the boulder should
8
literally
or something?
just go straight down? No.
Yeah, of course, but like when you're 1,000 feet in the air, what
is straight?
What is exactly straight down? Like 10 feet. If you're off by like half a degree, that could be a distance of 20 feet or something on the ground.
Can we get bonuses for it being like a fucking massive boulder too? Like it's gigantic. So even if you
well, I mean it's gigantic, but like in this sense, like a gigantic boulder is probably like 6 feet across or something.
Is it? I thought we were getting like 10,000-pound boulders and shit.
I mean, I don't know how much a 6 foot across boulder is.
How many light stones do we have? Can we get a fuck ton?
Yeah, I can make you a fuck ton.
So I don't know if they're gonna know you there or not, but what you could do is you could hover directly above the bridge, and you could hold a light stone and drop it. And if it just keeps falling, then you're not in the right spot. You can move, drop it, and then if you see it fall and land on the bridge, and the light is still there, then you can just drop the boulder from there, and you'll know exactly where to place the boulder.
Will you give us that?
Hold on 1 second here.
I will sort of be giving away my position at that point.
Absolutely. But I would expect that they should know that something is up or you're there. I would expect at some point.
Well, not at 1,000 feet in the air. I think maybe we'll be all right at that kind of distance. My real pushback here, Neal, is I don't want to bring up old wounds here, but you didn't give the dragon a -8 when they were doing the exact same thing.
No, of course not, because the dragon has been training with this technique for a long time. You're some fucking fuckboy who's just showing up trying to do a dragon thing with no attempts.
That'll do. That'll do.
Yeah.
That.
I will say though, we're dropping it from a stationary thing, which is way easier than the dragon bombing half our movie. But it's fair. It's fair.
So rock, using granite as a template, weighs 170 pounds per cubic foot. So you're talking about a 10,000 pound thing.
However big we can get.
Right.
Right now, this is a 50-50 of hitting. Because it's I get +8 and it's a -8. So.
Yeah, so I think that is pretty reasonable. I think you're going to be making like a 50-50 chance of hitting something from 1,000 feet in the air. If you want to drop to like 500 feet, we can give you just a -5 to hit. And if you want to drop to like 200 feet, we can bring you down to like a -2 to hit.
All right, just drop the boulder on him. I want to see what it does.
Oh, I hit.
Yeah, you fucking level an entire house with a giant boulder that explodes. You're holding it, you're aiming, you're like having to aim for a little period of time because you don't have a watch, you don't know exactly when it's going to go off. You can kind of get a general sense that like in the next 10 minutes maybe, and it's just a constant aiming, and then it falls and you hit the house and the entire house just like splatters. You hear the distant like sounds of bullywugs hopping out of the houses to find out that Jonathan's dead. And his 5 tadpoles, they're all gone. Oh my god, what is his wife going to do now? She's a lone hopper.
While I'm hovering in the air, once I have it lined up, can I stay in that exact spot? Or am I kind of getting like drifted by the wind that I'm kind of constantly
The wind is
adjust?
blowing. Yeah, you're constantly having to adjust yourself.
I couldn't, let's say I want to get a perfect shot, I couldn't just climb onto the roof of that house and then just levitate straight up and wait the 15 minutes.
No, because the wind is going to push you around. And even when you're going up, like you have to aim yourself. You can't just say like, please just be straight vertical up from here. You fly where you look. So.
We can, there's no harm in trying it. I still think we should just fucking roll into the keep, but I get that if we die doing that, it'd look really fucking stupid. So I'm willing to do the blow up the bridge shit and see what happens.
All right.
Awesome.
So we feel like we can do this with a. So what do you have to roll then? You're rolling a 1d20 -8, and you're trying to hit like a 10 or what?
It's d20. I get d20 +8, and it's -8.
He's rolling a flat
d20. I just need it. I need a 10, so it's 55% chance.
That's okay. We've got time to do this over. She's not just gonna move her whole army out. We can even miss a few and fucking I think.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Yeah, the fly spell lasts.
So how about we do it like this? We get there, we you're enlarged through your cloak. You fly 1,000 feet up. You try to drop your boulder. If it misses, it misses, and we'll just try it the next day. I don't think that we should just use all of our enlarged spells and shit until that bridge is collapsed.
Yeah, once the bridge is, because we don't want to start bombarding shit and then everything just leaves. Yeah, the bridge is the first target. Yes.
So once the bridge is collapsed, then we'll use the enlarged scrolls. That sounds fine.
Okay, let's wait for the scrolls and then we'll go.
Cool.
Oh my God! Wait, hold on. This might be actually. I don't know if we're allowed to do this. This might actually be so simple. How can you reduce a part or something? Like,
Elaborate.
if we just see like the bridge, it's got to have like supports like beneath. Could you just reduce the support and the bridge collapses? Would that work?
That could. I mean, it works on like doors to destroy doors. You can reduce them to like.
The door is attached only to its frame by the hinges. The supports of it are probably like solid rock, or rock that's been held together with concrete or something. So you're unlikely to be able to just like reduce the support of a bridge.
I have age object. I could do 1 cubic foot per level, and I could age it. I think like 100 or 200 years.
Yeah, but aren't bridges? Isn't old? Well, Koibu's saying, but I would imagine like old bridges and shit. Aren't they built to last if they're stone and shit?
Yeah, like old stone bridges that are well built will last a long time. But how many times do you need to cast age object until you've aged it 1,000 years?
I can do 20 years per caster level on 10th level, so I can do 200 years. It says in the parameter, it says, while iron might flake away at touch after 200 years. So if iron's flaking away, I think that the stone would probably be fucked up.
Stone doesn't degrade as much as iron. Iron chemically reacts with the air to rust away. But stone, one casting probably wouldn't get you very far. There are plenty of like 200-year-old stone bridges in the world. But 1,000 or 2,000-year-old stone bridges, that shit, I don't know, man.
I'd have to do 2 casting because I have to go nap myself.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to rule it, we could. But my understanding is that the reason why stone bridges and shit always degrade is because of movement over them. It's like a lot of people for a long point of time. But otherwise, if you look at mountains and shit,
there is another couple of options. So there's a wizard spell called Tensor's Destructive Resonance, which fires a thin beam of blue destructive force that then just fucking blows something up. There's a limit of how heavy it can be. It can't be more than 2,000 pounds. Could that be used to destroy the supports of the bridge?
The supports are going to be more than 2,000 pounds, definitely.
Yeah.
What spell is this? Tensor's what?
Destructive Resonance. There's also Rock to Mud. I mean, if we had Rock to Mud, we could just collapse the bridge immediately. That's a low-level cleric spell.
That's a pretty straightforward one.
I don't have that, but we could probably get that man.
Yeah, and we could probably get a scroll of Rock to Mud and then just fucking nuke it like that.
Destructive force. Strength for anyone object in brain. Miss energy. Spontaneous explode. Yeah, or a disintegrate spell, or a
disintegrate's level
Lance
6.
of Disruption.
Would Lance of Disruption destroy the bridge? I'd learn that.
Lance of Disruption does structural damage. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but
yeah,
probably gonna save. You should take Lance of Disruption anyway. This shit's fucking cash.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's similar to Lightning Bolt in that it's a straight line AoE.
But Lightning Bolt, I think, is better.
No,
range.
I know. I'm saying that's why. I'm just because Mutant said it's a good spot. That's why I didn't
I see what you're saying.
It's just the same sort of thing.
So the destructive resonance probably wouldn't work on the supports. I mean, it depends on what the supports are, but probably not. They're probably going to weigh more than 2,000 pounds. So where are we with our approaches?
So Lance of Disruption can blast light furniture, thin wooden walls, fragile stonework to flinders. Bound wooden doors can be blasted off the hinges. Even sturdy ironbound doors or heavy stonework can be seriously damaged. Right,
so it might take multiple lances of disruption to...
But 3 lances of disruption might do it. I think he's doing spell making scrolls anyway. I might go and just try and learn Lance of Disruption during the days that Sombar's making the...
Easily available for you to learn.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a learn check, because that will probably come in handy one day down the line.
Wait, I didn't call... I mean, in my head, I was rolling the 20 to 80, but...
That's usually what he's been doing.
That's what I've been doing, but I didn't call it.
Yeah. That's fine.
Nice. Okay.
Great. And that's 3D 2 days.
Four.
All right, what are we willing for time pools? Let's just get them out of the way, I guess.
Where does Senegal live? How do you find out? Like,
I don't know.
So
it has to be like
time
an
pool
event,
need-
like known.
oh, it has to be an
Like a
event.
known event, like the murder of Good King Harold. You can't just be like, you know,
Show me when Senegal slept last.
yeah. When did Trump last jerk off? You know, that's not like a known world event that you can channel into.
Did we see the? Oh yeah, we've seen Senegal meeting with both Balurian and the other guy.
How can you be like cute with so like if I were to say like show me the last time Senegal returned home from a long trip? Not
No. It's got to
an
be
event.
like a known event of some kind, not just like I this probably happened. So like,
about-
show me the last time it did happen.
Oh wait, so can we ask something like show me the last time Senegal conversed with a powerful dragon? Or do we have to know?
No. You got to like have a very specific event that you know transpired
I
to
time
tap
pool.
into.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Show me the coronation of the new king of High Castle. I know that's happened.
See, that sort of thing you can totally
It is.
do. Show me the new coronation of the last king of High Castle.
It hit.
Right. Okay. The waters ripple and clear. You see a young man standing on a balcony in what must be High Castle. And beside him are two clerics, one on the left, one on the right, one of Martha, one of Astaire. And together they place a crown atop the king's head. But you can already tell that something is way off. Give me...
Wisdom.
Yeah, give me a wisdom check.
Oh no.
Big.
Okay.
The clothing is way off. The fashion here is out of date by far. You're not sure when it is, but this is old. This is really old.
That means generation.
This is
Yeah.
yeah. Like this is
I wave it away. Fuck it.
Wait, so what does that mean? That High Castle doesn't have a king right now, or
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's a queen,
Oh.
wait?
or they just don't have a king.
Every country has a queen in charge, actually, if you think about it.
What?
Matava, Dracus,
Oh, I thought you were gonna make
Mistria,
something
really, with
about how
Scoria.
women
No,
control
it's
men.
true. They all do.
Oh, we're in the
not a Cuba.
Not a Cuba, yeah.
We're
That's
in
the only
the-
one.
Yeah.
the PC world. Okay, Koibu, I see how it is.
Are we?
And on the far right, whatever Wake County Kingdom is run by a dude.
That's Guy. That's true. Yeah.
Are we?
Gate Isle's a dude.
Oh,
Are we doing 4 days here?
yeah.
You know if I need to, okay. I nap myself. I get in their time pool. I'll say, show me the coronation of the last queen of High Castle.
Why not just say monarch here?
I mean, I got it now.
Very similar to the last, woman
Old.
up on a balcony, two priests on either side, very clearly different priests. But also, again, the clothing is off. Yeah, this is old. It looks like the last time that High Castle had a ruling monarch, a ruling queen or king, was a long, long time ago.
Okay.
Which sort of checks, because Eridon became an empire a few hundred years ago, and they brought everything into one thing, and Stromheim ruled over them all. So it's been probably since before the kingdom of Eridon arose that High Castle has had a king or queen. Whoever rules there now, if anyone rules there now, must not carry such titles.
can you ask?
What's
Like,
like a-
show me the current ruler
May
of
not
High
even-
Castle or anything, or is that like not?
It might work.
I don't
Well,
think
no,
it's
current leader's not really an event,
Can
And also, there might not be a leader. High Castle, for all you guys know, could be ruled by a council, or it might be in a state of civil war, or the situation over there is a big question mark.
what are some legends that we heard about growing up as kids? That a young boy would be like, oh, that's super cool. I want to know if that was true. And now I'm of age, so I'm in a time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is the moon really
There's
made of
the
cheese
legend.
like our father said? No.
This guy named Desmond the Dashing, who lives in Berkshire, supposedly has slain all sorts of dragons. You know, his big claim to fame is the black dragon that he slew in some swamp. And everyone grew up on these legends, you know, Desmond the Dragon Slayer. But he just like runs a bar in town now and seems to be happily retired. And while all this war is going on, he's just chilling in his bar and not slaying any dragons. So
I rolled my 1d100. Show me Desmond slaying the famous black dragon in X Swamp that I knew about as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get this view, Desmond, this great hero, bulging muscle man, passed out hard underneath a bunch of rubble. Meanwhile, like 4 other people are there in the middle of a battle with a dragon. Desmond clearly unconscious. Arrows are flying. Spells are bouncing off the dragon's hide. It breathes acid, melting 2 people right away. And finally, this archer puts a pair of arrows in the dragon's throat, and it wobbles. And Desmond seems to be like rousing from his unconsciousness, grabs his 2-handed sword, stumbles in the direction of the dragon as it like topples forward. He raises his sword at the last moment as the dragon's neck like impales himself upon Desmond, and he like topples to the side as the dragon's head falls over. And then moments later, gets up to his feet, raises his hands above his head, and says, I've done it! Oh God, my head, and sits right back down very quickly.
Are the
archer
weapons, like magical?
Yeah, probably. Looks like probably a magical sword, unless someone just bought a really expensive 2-handed sword and put some gems in it.
Can you describe the bow?
It's a bogwood bow with a silver string attached to it, wielded by a woman who seems to be pretty cozy with Desmond. She comes over and like tries to wake him up, splashes him with some water, slaps him in the face a few times, finally whispers something in his ear, and he like snaps up to reality. And they go and review the charred corpses of their friends, eventually coming across a half-orc who is wounded but not dead. And together the woman, Desmond, and the half-orc get up and go deeper into the swamp looking for the dragon's lair to go loot it.
What age class was the dragon? We should be able to see. We fought a black dragon. I fought a bunch of dragons.
It's probably somewhere in that like age class 7 range.
Cool. Okay.
You've already done better than that.
Yeah.
Duh.
I napped myself. This is still the same. So this is the second one. I want to time pool the creation of the dragon's bane weapons. That's probably enough, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Hits.
That's some deep lore right there.
Yeah.
You find yourself viewing an open clearing in which there is a carefully made pool of water ringed by some sort of carved worked stone. It actually looks more like this stone ring has been created here and a pool of water filled inside of it. The pool is maybe 10 feet across, maybe 15 feet across, and on the edge, all the way around the pool, you can see elves. There must be about 15 of them scattered around in this circle. As the water within the stone-lined pool ripples, you can see coming to the surface, sort of bobbing to the surface and then lowering themselves again, are the severed, rotting heads of 10 dragons. A silver, a brown, a green, a red, a white, a gold, a brass, a black, a bronze, a copper. One elf steps out and walks across the water, holding in his arms a bow, a hammer, a spear, and a sword, and dips them into the water one at a time. They go down to sort of like, until the haft is the only thing sticking out, and then seem to hold themselves in place. Even though the spear, only dips a few inches, the sword dips maybe 3 feet, the hammer dips maybe 5 inches, the bow just rests gently on the surface, clearly held up by some form of magic. And the ring of elves turn their head towards the sky, raising their hands as thunder cracks and lightning splashes across it. The water begins to bubble as snow falls, and as a sort of noxious gas rolls in. You see sort of conflicting elemental effects happening. Like, clearly the water is boiling, and yet snow is falling on it and sort of creating ice, which then melts away in some places and reforms in others. It is a tumultuous mess. Lightning continues to rain from the sky, eventually striking one of the people on the sides, who pitches forward into the pool of water. Some of the other elves on the edges back up, breaking their chanting, and begin to flee, as it's clear that whatever's happening here is also causing harm to them. And that is when the dragon heads that were very clearly dead before spring to life from the pool, each one of them reaching out and snapping at one of the elves on the circling ring, dragging them back in. A few manage to escape. The one who's walking on the water continues the incantations as the weapons slip beneath the waves, and then that elf themselves drops beneath the waves. The dragon heads lower underneath the circling pool, and after a moment or two, the one elf emerges as if walking on a staircase on the edge of the pool, carrying in his arms, or her arms, the 4 dragon weapons.
Based. I'll ask the party if they have anything else. We got 2 more, I think.
Let's, should we save some for next session? I feel like we've done a lot of time pulls.
I mean, we have an hour left.
Yeah.
If you want, we can, flash back to them, but I don't want to...
Well, I just mean,
No, make Koibu flex his brain. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the issue is I don't want to lose my time pools, Well,
they're not... Yeah, okay, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Wait, do we know meta how it was Georg, right? Was frozen in that monster area? Is that did that happen in another campaign?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's been time pulled once before, but we could time pull how Georg was turned to stone. Do it. Let me see Malachi again.
We might as well. I think because I'd want to know, right? It's a powerful sword.
Yeah, if Tyr wants to know, sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
What's the question you want?
How was the mighty warrior that wielded this weapon turned to stone?
Show me the moment that the warrior Georg was turned to stone.
Give me a roll.
That's a fail.
Success.
I think that's a fail.
It is. Yeah, it's my success.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
The one that you already knew.
Yeah. The one that would have been easy.
Well, okay, we're about to get real meta here.
What's this? Fuck with the DM hour?
No, this is fuck with the other player character hours. I look to Anton and I say, Anton, you should ask the time pool to show us your proudest moment.
Ooh, that is a subjective, not an objective.
Oh, really?
Moment. Yeah. Unless,
what about
the
the moment you felt the most pride? There should be some objective measure of that.
Yeah, but that would be him being like, oh yeah, I remember this moment and I'm going to show you this moment. It wouldn't be like an absolute, this is what brought you the most pride. It would be what he would say, oh yeah, that time where I did this thing, that was my most prideful moment.
Wait, Anton will do the time pool.
Wouldn't it have to? If you would ask, when is the moment you felt the most pleasure to an alcoholic? He can just lie and say...
Yeah, because you well, I think need a very clear objective thing to do. So he would have to be yeah.
Okay, fuck. Because the question is I want to see if this is something related to the family or something related to Belthara.
Anton would have shown you when we killed the blue dragon and whatever this is.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Either that or getting his amulet. One of them.
Oh, can you think of anything else? Oh, wait. If you guys don't have anything else, something I'm curious. Can we ask, show us the moment, the last time Azeron the Great fought with the people in the Free Cities? Or does it need to be a specific
You need to know a very specific event. So you could say, like, show me the battle of blah, 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 if you know what that last battle was called. But you can't sort of, like, pull out events of history based on conditions. You couldn't say, like, show me the last time someone from Austria was murdered by someone in Serbia, but you could say, show me the death of Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
I have a
Okay,
good
wait.
one.
Just real quick question. You can ask your thing. Because I don't understand, I guess. How did we get to see Senegal talk to the dragon? We didn't actually know
We knew it happened.
No, we didn't.
We absolutely did.
We were just told. We didn't actually 100% know, though, right? Like...
You did, because you had been able to track her to the dragon's lair and knew that they were talking, and it was like, oh, show me when Senegal talked to Scoria 3 days ago. Was the
what if
the way that you did it.
Okay, all right.
we just did, and we could do this over and over again? It would be a good use for time pool. Show me the last spell that Scoria casted. We know there's a limited
Again,
number
that's
of
not a
spells she
specific
learns.
event.
Yeah.
That's sort of like a random thing.
Fuck, I had one and then you guys kept talking.
Good, get fucked.
It was a good one too.
Must not have been that good if you forgot about it.
Okay, I remember. I can time pool. Show me Scoria's preparations for the burning of all these.
Again,
all these
that
places.
event may never have happened. Like,
Wait,
that's
I know
not
that
a
she
known
burned all these places, right?
Sure, but her preparation for it. What if she
sure.
didn't prepare?
Can I
Like,
just see?
you need-
I just want to see Scoria burning it. Then I want to see.
Oh, okay. You want to see? Show me when Scoria burned Rencor. That's a very specific. Like, you know the date. You can talk to someone and be like, that happened on February 10th or whatever it happened to be. So show me when Scoria burned Rencor on this day. That's legit.
Yeah. So I want to see. I think I have like an hour in time pool. So I'll say, show me the moments before Scoria burned Ralwick. Will that still get me Scoria burning Ralwick?
If you say show me the destruction of Ralwick by Scoria, that will give you what you're looking for, I think.
Okay. Show me the destruction of Ralwick by Scoria. I want to see if she teleported in, like how it happened. Hits.
You see Scoria flying in over the West Voden Plain. There are some soldiers on the ground shooting bows and arrows up at her to no avail whatsoever. There are trebuchets and catapults. There's even a couple of flying wizardy-looking folks hovering over the city of Ralwick, opening up with spells. A lightning bolt streaks in Scoria's direction and is like reflected off of her immediately. Scoria opens her maw and lets out a huge gout of flame, larger than that of other dragons that you might have expected. It incinerates the wizard in air, reaching him well beyond what the wizard expected the range to be. The others begin to fall from the sky, and you can see the dragon fear wash over the soldiers on the ground as they break and flee. Entire formations of people just scattering, abandoning their siege equipment, as Scoria, from a great distance, hurls a massive stone boulder onto the side of Ralwick's walls, and then opens another gout of flame, melting stone, burning people. Catching buildings on fire. The cinders from thatched roofs that have already caught spread throughout the town, propelled by the heat of the fire and by Scoria's massive beating wings as she circles around. Flights of arrows bounce off of her side. Magic missiles open up, and some of them rip into her, but most of them fall away, completely useless and void. Scoria takes her time, circling, letting the dragon fear sort of wash over things. Well, go around Ralwick for a few minutes, just enjoying the sight of people suffering, dipping off into the plains to grab another massive stone before dropping it onto Ralwick itself. And then swooping down, opening up gouts of flame from a distance, hitting the tops of the roofs, hitting the walls, hitting the places where soldiers are stationed, coming over here and picking up this trebuchet, chucking it into the city, picking up corpses, dropping them into the city. She seems to really enjoy the terrorizing of Ralwick and like throwing their own possessions back at them. Slowly working it down over the course of about an hour or so, burning it at maximum range, crushing it, slowly letting the fire spread until she can sit atop the ruined walls, breathing into the entire city, melting stone.
I wave it away. Okay. I I think our scroll should be ready, yeah?
Yep. You guys wanted, what did we get, 3 scrolls?
Wait, we just spent 3 days doing all this time pull stuff?
Yeah.
There are 4 days of Lance of Disruptioning.
Oh,
There's
shit.
those same days that she's learning.
We weren't going to spend like those
they're
3 or 4
making
days
scrolls.
going to the East Continent Solemn? We weren't going to do that?
No, because he wanted to learn Lance of Disruption.
Yeah, he needs to learn
Oh,
Lance of
fuck.
Disruption, so he's got 4 days of downtime.
Okay.
But in those 4 days, she
It's gonna
doesn't
take
move.
it's gonna take more than 4 days to find that black dragon. I'm certain of it. In Solemn.
Maybe. I don't know how big is Solemn. We've got dragon weapons. Oh, I can bring my 2 followers with me. They're more familiar with the land.
That fucking marsh was huge. I remember looking at it on the Solemn map, and it was like bigger than Arcadia or some shit.
Really?
Fucking massive.
It also
Maybe
doesn't matter
not
when
that
we
big,
spend
but it was
days here.
incredibly massive.
Okay, whatever. This is more important right now, so that's fine.
Okay.
Justina is still in Castle Carpath, near the Heart River. 4 days
Okay.
later.
So is
We
the
would
plan to do
be-
the rocks or to Lance of Disruption the bridge?
Probably both. Unless they're the same spell slot.
Who they are? Fly is the same spell slot as Lance of Disruption, but I could do some rocks, some Lance of Disruption. All right, whatever. Let's go. So I think we get ready, right?
Yeah, but we're going to teleport there, right? So you'd have been spending these 4 days scrying on it?
No, I think we're gonna
Finding what?
teleport. I think we're gonna amulet back to Azeron's lair and then fly there.
Sure. Okay. I have all the spells I think that I need. I'm going to be going with an age object for my 5th level spell. That might help with your Lance of Disruption. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Your goal is you're going to try to lance the support of the bridge?
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Are we going to do it before? Are we going to try that before or after the rock thing?
Let's see how it looks when we get there.
Okay.
But yeah.
Alright. We amulet away. Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, dragon guys.
Before we leave, I have all my spells ready from the day before, and when I wake up, I cast Stone Skin and then relearn Polymorph Self twice.
Sure.
Okay.
If both of you spellcasters would put your spells in list, so just so there's no confusion, that would be sweet. And then why don't we take our break, and we'll come back and start dropping rocks. Start Lance of Disruptioning. Start who knows what you're doing.
We'll be back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tombs of Scoria. Our party is about to amulet into the Draken Ridge, then fly their way through the Laconish Highlands to Castle Carpath.
Before we amulet, I ask Imric, can you get invisibility so we can fly invisible through the Cornish Islands?
I don't want to get it for everyone.
You'd only have to get it for 2 people, I think. Because one of us has to be in the bag.
I just don't want to give all my spell slots up to casting Invis on everyone.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah. We just fly high. No one's going to
Alright.
spot us. We'll be alright.
We amulet.
Alrighty.
I throw the giants some food if they're in there.
Yeah, you show up. You do it in the morning. Whoops, that's a little intense. The giants are already out somewhere else doing something else.
I'll leave them food.
But you do notice that there is a little series of stones that's sort of arranged in a human-sized area with like a little camp built inside with timber and a little pile of wood nearby in case you guys ever show up and need a little fire.
I'll leave them ribs and shit by there.
These giants are awesome.
They are cool.
Wait, where are we at right now?
All right.
We're in
The dragon cave. All right, we fly, Neal.
Okay.
We fly. I can
You
go
turn
an
into a Pegasus.
extra 30 minutes now. 3 turns per level. No, 2 turns per level. I can go an extra 20 minutes now.
Okay. 2 turns per level. You're level 10.
Last episode, he said you could go 85 miles.
Okay. So then you should be able to just barely make where they are because they're 86 miles away. If you go a little
I'm
farther
one,
than
I'm
85.
one level. Yeah, 1 level higher.
Yeah, yeah. So, you fly over the Laconish Highlands for a couple hours until you dip below the clouds, circle around until eventually you come across Castle Carpath in and among the Laconish Highlands. You see the castle. I think I'll probably have to pull you guys in and out again.
We have 3 scrolls, right? Heaven large.
You'll still have to go to the ground, find a rock, reduce it, and yada yada. But You can see the castle. It's much the same as it was before. The undead mill about on the bridge. 2 skeletal warriors guard the front, keeping the zombies back. More undead at the very front of the castle. More along the pathway. But, some scattered around on the walls here and there. Some in the courtyards. It's a mess.
What is the range of age object?
10 yards.
Okay, so you're going to get pretty close.
Yeah.
How are we going to do that?
That's why I wanted to be invisible. We'd fly underneath. I would age object in your pocket or whatever. Or on your back. And then you could come fly back, cast Lance Disruption or whatever.
Well, I can invis you, but I can't cast fly on you. Because I need it for myself.
Yeah. You can invis me. Okay, invis yourself. I go in your bag of holding. You invisible under the bridge. You pull me out. I cast the spell from the bag if Neal will allow that.
No, I think that works. All right,
You need to be outside of the bag to cast it. And I don't think you can... Hold on, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say there's support beams underneath, right? Anton could hold onto a support beam.
Yeah, so when you're flying around, what you see is that the bottom of the bridge is like an arch. It's like one big arch-style bridge,
so
like this that crosses.
The middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to target like this zone.
Should we just try the rock thing first? Are you guys going to do this? You think this is okay?
It's probably, if we can, it's probably better to age object first and then do the rock thing because it'll be more brittle.
For 200
maybe
years
casting the age object is too risky.
It might be too risky. Yeah. Let's just do the rock thing.
Yeah, that sounds like there's more shit that could get fucked. Like ghosts getting you down here or some crazy shit.
Yep, I agree.
All right, let's find a rock.
We want the biggest fucking rock we can find.
Yep. You've got a little bit more time. Tell me you've got another casting of this spell, just in case. Polymorph self? Yeah.
Cool. No,
so you can dig...
Oh, no, I have got 2 castings. Okay, yeah.
So you can fly around until you find a suitably large stone. Now, remember, the spell takes 50 minutes to wear off.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a second casting of Polymorph Self, I think, to keep you afloat while the reduced spell wears off.
No, I'm going to use fly for that.
Fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we find the rock.
One rock, right?
Yeah. Am I using both Polymorph Selves here?
No, you only need one to get here and fly around, and that's fine.
Okay.
So you land somewhere, you drop off the rest of the party, and then you're going to do this next section on your own?
Yeah, I go and find we find a rock together, and then...
Okay.
I mean, as we're approaching, I'd probably go a little bit lower the ground and start looking for rocks as we're getting close to it. Because I had that extra 9 or 10 miles or something after we got here.
We found a rock. We're good with that.
You find a suitable rock. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You're going to need a fly spell from here on out, though.
So that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so from here, I'm on my own. We find the rock. All right, this is the rock. This is the place. I reach into a pocket. I reduce the rock by 91%.
We have the bag of the contraption.
Yeah, I put it in the bag. I grab the rope. I cast fly on myself.
You are visible, right? You haven't cast invisibility at all.
I cast fly, then I cast invis.
Okay.
And then I go, woo!
Well, hold on. Can't you just sit here for a while? I can give you recitation, and then you'll have that for 10 rounds, I think, 9 rounds. So you have 9 minutes of recitation. You get a +2 to hit.
Okay, so we try and time out. We'd have to time out 42 minutes or something.
Yeah. Without a clock, I don't know if you're gonna be able to get the exact time.
Okay, it'll be all right. I'm gonna hit.
You can feel it. That's a Nick roll.
You can feel
He's been getting some big HP rolls lately, maybe.
I have. I'm good. So I fly now invisible 1,000 feet above the bridge.
Carefully aiming as the wind buffers you. A little light rain falls about everything. Mist below the bridge. Undead groaning about. Your friends, your brothers far away.
I would have cast 3 negative plane protections. I think they last a really fucking long time. So yeah, those negative plane protections on all 3 of us.
Great.
All right, you ready?
Yes, you are alone. Your brothers are far away.
Not too far, but yeah, somewhat far.
Far enough away that if combat ensues, they will not be able to aid you in any way, shape, or form.
Yes, it's fine.
Yes, you are effectively alone.
Well, they could help eventually.
I mean, you're putting them far enough away that the castle's not going to see them and
You're
go
alone.
after them, right? You're alone. You are all on your own here.
Just fucking hit it.
You're fine. Nick, you're a god.
All right,
You
fine,
can do
I'm
this.
fine. Yeah, thanks, Steven.
Goodbye, Emmerich. We wave, getting ready to roll our cousin into our party of dragon slaying.
Yeah. All right, you ready for the D20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Nick. Nick,
There's no bonuses we can add in here. Braces of archery don't give me a high ground.
High
True.
ground?
No!
Nick, I want you to think about this for a moment, okay? You know you're gonna hit this, all right? Stare at the bridge.
I know I'm gonna hit
I need
it.
you to manifest it, because right now you're not. Look at you, you're laughing. You're not even paying attention. You're not manifesting it right now. I need to see in your eyes you're manifesting the hit.
I'm manifesting. Don't worry.
You sure?
I should have cast Cat's Grace. That would have been good.
Okay, manifest it.
Okay. All right. It's manifested. I'm imagining a 12. I'm imagining a 12.
Okay, are you sure?
It's a 13.
Okay,
It's a
okay.
13. We fucking did it.
The rock tumbles from the sky, slams right into the center of the bridge, instantly squishing 3 zombies and splattering them to bits. The bridge itself.
Oh no, has a protection spell.
No,
Protection from
it
rock.
needs to make a saving throw.
With negatives. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a modified saving throw, but I just have to pull up my...
Nick, this is still
Physical
you.
object.
You keep manifesting, Nick. Okay.
I'm
Keep
still here. Don't worry.
manifesting. Keep manifesting.
This bridge is fucked, mate. Trust me. Even if it passes this save, I'm Lance of Disrupting it,
Oh, true.
and then I'm getting out.
Hello, my kid.
Cat.
Okay. Rock versus crushing blow. Now, we're not just talking regular rock versus regular crushing blow. We're talking this bridge with a huge ass boulder dropped on it from 1,000 feet above. So, Nick, I'm going to need you to make me a saving throw for the bridge. The bridge is the basic save would be a 17. We're going to give a little bit of bonuses for this being a kind of a large bridge, and then some significant penalties for the force and impact of everything. I think it will modify to like a -8 on this. So you need a...
9 or above?
No, that doesn't work. It would... High saves are bad. Low saves are good.
Yes.
So just don't roll a 20.
There we go.
There you go. Under a 20 is all you needed. The center of the bridge crashes under the mass of this enormous boulder that you've dropped, and the bridge just kind of completely destroying a section about yay big that falls into the mist and ether below.
I'm gonna argue for a second. You made it sound like that bridge is constructed like this beneath.
It
That's
is,
the
yeah.
support, right, Koibu?
Yeah, it's a
my
an arch
understanding
bridge.
is that the way that architecture works, you need that to finish because the force goes down through that arch. If you destroy the middle, I think everything else should
think the rest of it
collapse.
crumbles.
Yeah, I don't think it can because now you just have this stone is all hanging. It's very heavy, and that force can't travel. So I think it should all collapse.
I think it crumbles and goes down.
Yeah. Or at least until you get to where the arches are. I think that a huge chunk in the middle has to collapse.
Yeah, I think more than just where the boulder hit, but the parts that are like built up strongly will survive. I played a lot of poly bridge. Like if you make metal
so I
bridges
think-
like this, the edges survive.
So I think you destroyed this section, and then there's a moment where the rest of the bridge holds, and then the rest of it like falls inward towards each other.
Yeah.
Until you have this and this,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I'll
everything
take
else in
that.
between is gone.
For sure.
I fly back. Mission accomplished. We did it, boys.
Can we see the bridge? Are we
that's
close
wrong
enough to see it, or?
No, I think you guys are far enough that you're not going to get spotted by the enemy. So you're just waiting patiently for Imric to return. No need to get Dimric out of the character sheet roster. Imric will stay.
God, if Imric's only got 14 ins, how much in does Dimric have? Like 6. I fly back. I land next to my brothers, and I say, "It's done. The bridge is destroyed."
You're
Okay.
a fucking genius, Emmerich.
Thank you.
We nod.
Now what?
Well, do we want to begin to pepper the castle with boulders as well? Do you feel as though you can do
Yeah.
it? Actually, first, Anton, do you feel movement from Justina?
Oh, look.
Oh yeah, she's moving.
Also, Koibu,
Well, she's here.
my goddamn hand is fucking glued to this stupid fucking hammer. If Scoria is within 12 miles, I want to fucking hear it.
I thought we were going after the black dragon in the swamp next.
How far away is
There's
that?
no dragons in this.
Oh, okay.
It's only a teleport away. It's quite close, actually.
Okay, I'll take my
Who
hand off.
cares
of that.
about a fucking necromancer?
I'll take my hand off. Okay. So we've destroyed the bridge. Now we bring some boulders and we destroy
Yeah.
the keep. Yep.
So when we reduce, I want to be very clear that we're going to be waiting exactly 1 minute between reduction.
Yeah.
So we can go boom, boom, boom. We can have like our flyovers and stuff.
After the
And
first one
on-
drops, I can move, and then the next one will drop.
On
Move.
each reduction, I'll ask the team, do you want to be aiming for Justine? Because if I'm doing it, I can probably aim it directly for her.
That'd be funny. You might
It
as well,
won't.
yeah.
I don't have another fly spell.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
make use
I'm gonna
of
be
this.
on your back. Of
Wait.
your Pegasus.
Wait, he's not dropping it as a Pegasus, though. He's dropping it as a person.
No, I have to do it the levitate with the fly spell, so I don't have to keep moving around.
Wait. Okay, sorry. Maybe I'm confused.
I'm just doing the same thing as before,
You're gonna
but this
do
time
it?
I've got 3 bugs. Well, I think so. I mean, I think it's a bit riskier now that the.
I was gonna say I'm on your back. You're a Pegasus. I know where she is, and I can like drop it. I guess I don't have like the bombardment thing, but
I honestly
you can
don't.
do it if you wanna fly,
I
you can do
don't.
it.
Yeah, I don't think dropping a rock on her here helps us. She's just
Actually,
instantly
yes.
Gonna
I just,
respawn in a grave.
Yep, she's going to respawn anyway. Just go and do it. And even if you do, you're not
Yeah,
going to
just
kill
go
her
do
in
it.
one shot. So yeah, go for it. Yeah.
If anything goes crazy
hopefully-
bad, teleport away.
Did we gather more large rocks?
Yeah,
Because
we
the
went-
fly
we
went
spell
to
will
a-
run out.
Sure,
Yeah,
you can find more large rocks. This maybe takes you another 10 minutes or something of flying
Okay.
about.
All right, cool. I
So how long
withdraw
does fly
the-
last? At least 3 hours?
It's 10 turns plus d6 turns, so it's not
This is going to matter then.
4 or 5 hours. No, we said
You're
10
gonna need to
minutes
roll that
behind the
D6.
rock. So
1d6 plus 10 turns is 2 hours, which is just barely enough time to get all of this off, because you have to wait 50 minutes for the rocks to shrink. So
yeah,
it takes about an hour to do the first one, and it'll take about an hour to do the second ones. You're going to be cutting it fucking close. As soon as these rocks fall, you guys are going to have to go find a place to land real fast.
Sure.
Not us.
Just you, Nick. So, Nick, you got the map. Where do you want to drop your 3 rocks? Does it matter?
Anton, give me that shield, just in
I
case.
give you the Featherfall shield.
Yeah.
Where is Justine inside the building? I'm just gonna tell him where he is. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to know. Can I tell him?
She is. She's in the castle. You can get a generalized direction, but you're kind of far away. You'd have to be on his back to know.
All right,
I would
here are my
say-
targets.
I would say center. You could just center everything. Well, no, we're not making craters. Never mind. Yeah, just do whatever you want. Fuck it.
I mean,
just-
I'll draw some X's. Like fuck it. Yeah.
Here you go. I
like
draw
there.
these are the.
Well, you should do the center. Like, why the fuck not, right?
Well, there's extra floors there.
Yeah, I know.
I
So
feel
you
like
do
it's less
extra
likely to do
damage.
damage.
Really?
Okay, fine. I'll do the last one there instead.
Okay. Give me 3 more attack rolls, and we'll just do right, middle, center.
And up here. No, up here. This
To
one's
be
bad.
fair, these ones should be way easier because these are massive.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah,
Or
if I
if they-
miss,
Yeah, because like
it's
if you're
gonna
trying
hit
to hit here and you miss,
You
and
might
hit
hit
here.
here.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
3 attack rolls.
Yeah.
3d20.
We're just all right. All hit.
Big.
All hit exactly where you want them. You drop a rock, this entire area smashes and is destroyed. You drop a rock here, the whole roof caves in, rubble down for a couple of floors. You drop a rock here, you can see into the chamber that this is, the audience room that is below this. It's fucked. It's ruined. Castle is a little bit more ruined. All right.
Fly back out immediately as soon as the last rock
Yep.
goes.
And as you are flying back to your brothers, you feel the spell wear off, and you grip your shield, and you can float to the ground,
I fucking
safe. and
I
sound.
link down like Link in Breath of the Wild. This is what I always wanted. Dun, da, 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 dun, dun, da, da, da.
Well, here you are on the ground.
Can I nap
Alright.
you?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. Hear me out. I nap you. You
You
get
want to
your
nap
water.
him this close to the zombies and monsters?
Yeah, I'm not a pussy. I nap you.
He's
Wait,
gonna be unconscious
hold
for
on.
an hour.
Wait, stop.
Neal-
Hold on. We're talking about this for a second. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's what I'm doing. Yes, I'm talking about it.
Yeah, so we're not napping him yet, because once he's napped, he's out of commission. We have to fucking
Correct.
carry his ass around,
Yeah.
okay?
Yes. I'm
Yeah.
asking.
Okay.
Do you want me to nap you? We can do it wherever. You get your water spells. You fly back with the new fly spell, and you can cast that over.
Can do. Yeah, fuck it. Why not at this point?
So we can Pegasus away a little bit far.
Yeah, I've got another polymorph self, so I can I can Pegasus us away.
Correct.
40
well,
miles or
Pegasus-
something.
Well, Pegasus 40 miles away.
40 miles away. That's a pretty good distance.
Ask,
Yeah.
is it okay to nap him?
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Nap me.
Just to be clear, which 40 miles? Would you put me on the
Stracus.
map and show me where you want to go?
Yeah.
Southwest, right? Yeah.
To the River
Yeah.
Voden.
Yeah,
Sort
the
of,
river.
towards it.
Fuck it.
Okay.
Obviously, if we see army camps, we will divert. We can go
Um,
further if needed.
While you're here, you will
Wait.
notice that there are camps near Voden. There are various camps out scattered throughout the area.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we
Like,
actually just do something closer to like here, like the west of Honey Reach? Because weren't there a ton of patrols that would go up and down the River Voden before? Haven't
Yeah.
we encountered them?
Sure,
Yeah.
we'll do it right here then. Is this fine?
Yeah, I think like near this river might be better. Or the yeah,
We'll go there. 20 miles away at that tree.
Okay.
I will nap Emmerich. Make your rolls.
and I'll ask you the entire time: has Justina moved, or is she still there?
I'll look, yeah.
She is still within the confines of the castle. She is moving within it, but still in the castle.
Surveying the damage, perhaps.
Okay,
At this
does he wake up? Sorry.
At this point, could we have now? I don't know how we're rolling these now, okay? But we could have a time pool of like, show us what Justina was doing while her keep was being bombarded. That's a pretty specific event, right? The siege of her castle or something that we know about.
But you couldn't say like, show me what Tom Hanks was doing while Trump was being
Yeah.
inaugurated.
Well, no. This is what about
No,
like show us what
that-
Tom Hanks was
'cause-
doing while he was being attacked by like 3 thugs or something. Like that's a specific event, no?
And we know it happened because we were the ones who implemented it.
Yeah.
But we're not
So the
asking
event
what
is
Justina
the
was doing.
siege. The event is the siege of the keep and the things falling, and you're trying to find out what actions she was taking. But the time pool looks in on a specific known thing to get more detail, and you're kind of like trying to. You're trying to bend the time pool rules to give
Okay.
you information to like view an event that you don't know about. Is the
Okay.
problem?
Does Nick wake up? Or Emmerich wake up?
Yes, you are not attacked.
Cool.
An hour
There's my
passes.
spells.
Okay. We polymorph self back,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then Nick can explain the
And-
rest.
Just refreshing roll 20 because I fucked up the input box. But yeah,
Ah.
we polymorph self back to the same spot we were before, you know, I don't know, 1,000 yards outside the keep or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I cast Invis and fly on myself.
Wait, I actually want to... Can we wait? Not polymorph self, not go there yet. I think I want to nap myself so I can get my negative plane protections back, just to ensure that you don't get level drained.
It
be a
seems
bitch.
smart. Yeah. We can wait. another
Anton
round.
will nap himself.
Mm-hmm.
I took 2 naps, so I'm out of that now. I'm taking 3 negative plane protections back. We're good to go now.
So you've napped near Maiden's River. Then you fly back to the Heart River near Castle Carpath.
We're just canceling the flying back, and I'm napping at Maiden's River.
Okay. So you've gone to Maiden's River and you've napped at Maiden's River.
Yep.
You both learned your spells.
Yep.
Well, you nap Emmerich. He wakes up. You nap yourself. You wake up.
Yep. I learned my spells. Now we're going.
So now you polymorph and fly back as a
Pegasus back to the castle. I
Pegasus,
land
and you can
1,000
carry both
yards
of them
out.
on your back as a Pegasus.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing, right?
Yeah. I just sometimes I forget things and I need help.
Yeah.
Pegasus.
A horse can carry 2 men, so Pegasus should be able to.
That seems fine.
Yeah.
You can arrive back in the air above the castle as a Pegasus.
No. Well, this is like 1,000 yards out. We land. I turn back into me. I invis myself. I fly myself, and then I go back. I head up in the air first. I want to be coming down onto the keep. I want to have a view. If there's like specters flying around the keep, I want to know about it.
1, 2. What was the duration of polymorph self?
3 hours and 20 minutes.
Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's been about 7.
Well, no, we didn't go the full 3 hours and 20 minutes. We only went like 20 miles, didn't we?
We only went 20 miles.
No. But I'm tracking from the
from the start
this
of the
morning.
day.
Like you teleported to the place, then you spent 3 hours flying there. You spent 2 hours there. A few minutes going over to this other place. Maybe half hour going over there. Hour going over there. 2 more hours there. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe about 8-ish hours into
maybe
the day.
a bit more because with spell learning as well, probably more like 9.
Oh,
or 10.
right. Okay, so we're about 9 or 10 hours into the day. So by the time you arrive back at the castle, it is dark. The sun has set. We're in the middle of winter. You only really get like 10 hours of daylight, a little bit less. So you can hover above the castle, but
Is there light at all?
There's
in the
very
castle?
little light. You can see... Oh, in the castle? No. There are no
Can I
lights
see
coming
the
from
castle, I
within
mean?
it. You can make the castle out probably for the next half hour or so before it gets
Reminder,
entirely lost.
I cast negative plane protection on Imbric before he flew away. Just
Yes. As
Like,
you approach the
you're
castle...
telling me I won't be able to see if there's specters, right?
Yes, I'm saying it's very dark. It's getting quite dark. You're at that twilight where your day vision and your night vision sort of work against each other, and it's hard to make out anything.
If you're about to fly away, I can give you my ring.
You can notice it's like super fucking dark out. So
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I'll take the ring.
I don't know if it helps in the dark, but if they're like magic,
It'll help a little bit, I think. Yeah, it should help me see any magical creatures coming for me.
Okay.
So I want to get
like
to above
60
the
or 90
castle,
feet or something.
like 1,000 feet again, Neal.
Okay, you're 1,000 feet above the castle once more.
Okay, I use the ring.
See things as they truly are while you're invisible.
It's only like 90 feet range, so it's not going to make a difference, but... Alright, and then sort of vaguely aiming for this area where the roof looks a bit weaker and where we dropped a rock in there, I will pull out my piece of white chalk, incant some... No, I don't even need to incant any words. I just draw a nice big circle with my white chalk. Maybe it's blue chalk since it's the water version. And, yeah. 3,000 cubic feet of water fall from the sky.
Great. Give me an attack roll again. This is more or less the same thing as dropping a rock. You're just dropping a portal of water.
Ooh, this one missed.
no, you rolled a D10. Oh,
No, I rolled a D20. I did. I rolled a
D20.
D20. Easy.
Yeah, there you go. Lands right in the same spot. And the flood of water, hundreds, thousands of cubic feet, flood the castle below.
All right, I quickly fly a little bit to the left and cast it again. Quickly. This one misses.
Okay, give me a D8 for scatter.
8.
8 is this direction, so you end up dropping the water somewhere over here.
I recast invisibility and fly out.
And you're gone.
All right, I go back to the party. I land again. All right, I drop the water.
I check
missed with the
Justine.
second. Yeah.
Justine is still in the castle.
All right, I think we go home. We'll scry on her. We'll see what her next move is, and then we'll figure out what our next move is. Yeah.
Okay, we've seen it now. We can scry on this place more easily. Hold my hands, and I will amulet us back to the Dragon's Cave, where we can sleep, and then we can teleport home tomorrow.
I don't think you can amulet us right now. Didn't we already amulet today? Isn't this all day one?
It's not once per day, is it?
Oh, it's not?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
If that was once per day, we definitely would have discussed that. We would not be here if this was once per day.
I think you guys have had multiple. I'll fly them out, and then I'll amulet myself back and pick up the rest of the people and fly away again.
Yeah. Okay, so we end the night, if all goes according to plan, hanging out with the giants.
By the time you get back with the things, the giants are there.
And that's it. I mean, we hang out for the night. We chill with the giants and we rest. I will crystal ball the castle once we get back.
Yeah. Giants are chill.
14?
They ask you how it's been, what you've been up to, what's going on. They've been enjoying their castle area, their new keep. They love all the the weather up here. They love just basking in the winds. Things are pretty chill without the blue dragon around. You humans, you're kind of worthless creatures, but you guys, you're exceptional humans. We're pretty cool with you guys. Hey, did you notice we left you guys as materials for a fire just in case?
No.
Welcome.
I did see that.
Did you notice I left you some food?
The giant rats must have got to them before we came back. Place has been covered with them. You got any minions who you can send off to clear the giant rats from our house?
Where are they?
Yeah, we could.
I have a spell perfectly designed for giant rats. Do you know where their burrows are?
They're rats. They're everywhere.
I will. Cyril, use your ring. Maybe you can spot them. I go around looking for the burrows of these. I use some light stones. I want to find a rat hole and cast Cloud Kill down it.
Sure, I'll walk around, activate the Ring of Seeing, see if I can see holes or anything like that.
Give me an intelligence check, Tyrael, or a perception check, Tyrael. Let's just. I didn't mean to get us into a rat murdering mission. I was making a side joke that I thought was hilarious. You find rat burrows, absolutely. There's dozens of them.
I cast Cloud Kill down 2 of them.
Did you have 2 cloud kills on hand?
I did. Just in case
the
shit went
rats
to
are no
plan.
more. They're all dead.
We just handled the rats for him.
My rats are dealt with, my friends. Your food shall remain unnibbled.
Thank you, humans. You're fantastic.
You are good friends. Good friends indeed. Nicer than some of the humans we know back home.
It's true.
Nicer than a whole country of humans.
When you're very small, it's very easy to be offended by things. Small people and small minds are put on tilt rather quickly. Us giants have big minds and big hearts. Very
brains.
hard to put us on tilt.
Let it be known, I just got vengeance for the giants. Their food was eaten. I want to chalk that one up.
True.
Well, all right, guys, that's another milestone right there.
Let's go. These giants would be good at League.
True.
Yeah,
Perfect mental.
no tilt.
We sleep and fly back?
All right.
We can, teleport back.
Yeah, you can make your way home. It's a doable thing. We've done 100 times. We don't need to go delve into it all.
I crystal balled on the keep, though, in that evening when we're back at the giant cave.
Roll me your crystal ball success chance.
I got a 40.
I did for you.
Then you succeed. You can see the keep from the outside. Undead have shuffled. There's clearly fewer left, but they just continue to defend the walls. They're still undead about.
They're just doing the same thing, yeah.
Well, no obvious changes.
This went better than I expected in terms of the execution, but the result remains slightly underwhelming. They carry on as normal. I don't think the undead mind too much living in a destroyed castle.
Well, what was the result of the water? Is it flooded the basements and shit?
You can't scry necessarily into the basements, but
can we scry?
It will, but
we can scry on Justine.
It'll eventually drain out there. Yeah, we can scry Justine as well. I'll scry her too.
I'm gonna
fail.
I'm gonna cast Consequence. I'm gonna be looking for, I guess, the consequence or the grand scheme of what we just did to Justine. How this fits in.
Before you cast this, the material component is 3 special coins made of platinum of at least 1,000 GP. Oh, they're not lost.
I have
cool.
I made a dice, actually, I think.
I mean, I say that, but we do have literally 100,000 gold, so
yeah.
I
made them during my solo sesh.
Consequence. Okay. DM. As an example, consider a priest and his party who are on a holy quest to retrieve an item of power. On the way to the location of this item, the party is ambushed by evil creatures from the inner planes, but manages to defeat them. Concerned that these creatures might be outlaying guards protecting the item of interest, the priest casts Consequence, hoping for guidance. The DM knows that these creatures have nothing to do with the quest. The encounter was coincidental. However, the surviving monsters will soon return with reinforcements to avenge the dead. Therefore, the DM tells the priest player, to your goals, these have no place, but still they can cause more woe. Casting the spell taints any subsequent castings, blah, 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 blah. So, your question is, how has this chaos, this damage here, affected the grand scheme?
Yeah.
And is there any chance of failure? I don't think so. I think it's straight success.
I think it's straight. I didn't see
Yeah. You get that Justina's plans have been delayed by about a month.
I'll tell them and let them know. Do you think that's enough for Scoria to want to fuck up Justina?
I don't think so, personally. Why would she ruin such a good asset? She may have failed to kill us, but she's more than capable of raising an army and destroying Eridan.
Perhaps, but we have bought ourselves a month worth of time. Gives us more time to prepare and plan for how to assault this place. Also, perhaps might give us some time to go to Solemn and kill that dragon without.
This should buy enough time for the trip to Solemn.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we'll have to cross to that keep and slay her personally. Find her in her grave and drive a stake through her heart.
Perhaps,
there's no getting around it.
We're going to need some sort of plan for assaulting that keep. There is an untold number of monsters and spells that await us there if we decide to just go in with swords drawn.
With any luck, there is less tonight than there was the night previous.
Perhaps a few, and we know that her army can't grow with that bridge destroyed at least.
That's true.
So, do we think that she's gonna rebuild the bridge in a month?
I mean, she's got workers that never tire. So yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, but they can't do
hundreds of them.
They can't do skilled work, can they?
Masonry.
Yeah, isn't that more?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Maybe the more advanced zombies and skeletons can though. I'm not sure.
You saw them doing craftsmanship in the.
That's right. Yeah, they were building walls, weren't they?
Yeah,
they were carving doors. They were building walls.
Simple or compared to the stonework, but okay. Whatever. We fucked up for a month.
True.
Okay. Congratulations, players. You have made the enemy minorly inconvenienced.
A month, I would
well
say,
done
is
today.
majorly inconvenienced. That's a pretty long time. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. We've moved to milestones, so no XP to give out. So.
As you, Neal. Even though we wanted it.
It's you pushed it.
Yes, but you shouldn't revel in it, okay?
You
shouldn't revel in the not handing out of XP. It's fine, I'm only joking, kids, fine.
When you're the DM, no one likes any decision you ever make.
That's not true. Alright, cry me a river, Neal.
They're so mean to me. Okay. I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I think so. I think we have a couple questions from the Patreon. If you guys sign up for the Patreon tier, you can ask us questions every week. We'll do our best to answer. And here we go. Koibu, what was the most upsetting in-character... Sorry, I read the subreddit on this one. Koibu, what was the most upsetting in-character action a player character has done in your streaming career, and why was it the merciless murder of Tyrus Bellows?
Oh, come on.
That's not even it.
Yeah.
That's not even it.
What was it?
The most disturbing action that any of my players have ever... Oh, God, it's a tie. One player, we were doing some adventuring. He saved a village. He was like, I look for a girl and I grab her. and I made it like a roll, and she was like not into it whatsoever. And I was like, yeah, she pulls away from you. She's like, who the fuck is this random dude showing up? And he's like, well, whatever. Or like, I squeeze her tight. And I'm like, yeah, she's really not into it. He's like, well, I kiss her anyway. And it became like really cringy really fast. And we all kind of like, what the fuck, dude? What is? And the other players like piled on, being like, dude, what? It was really uncomfortable. I haven't played with him since.
Yeah, now he's as well. So.
I mean, no, he's not.
What was the other one?
No, he is. Did you not see all the tweets?
Oh, the other one. The other one was when a whole bunch of my players thought it'd be funny to play a bunch of fascists and hold race riots and just like delve into Nazism and fascism. But like, it's fun and funny because it's a D&D campaign. When I tried to get them to engage with like Nazism and fascism, like, cool. So you're like going to be these monsters. Tell me about being these monsters. And then they got like uncomfortable and didn't want to play because they wanted to be fascist, and I wanted them to like, actually delve into
who we're
fascism.
talking about.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think
that made me really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Fucking
I had conversations with my other players at the time being like, what? I don't know what to do. Should I just quit this campaign? I feel really uncomfortable doing this. And luckily the campaign fell apart just after that. That was the second most uncomfortable I've ever been.
Can we get
never lost.
The next one? Can we get a biography of Master Cartos, how he grew up, what his family is like, and how he joined the Queen's service, how he became the Arcadia Lore Master, and why Arc Somber doesn't like him?
All right, well, let's do the last part first. Arc Somber is a woman who knows a lot. She spent a lot of time studying and gathering power and has a lot of responsibility. And Cartos is a very well-meaning but sort of nerdy guy who has the propensity to badger her about shit a little bit too much. Cartos can sometimes come across as like, Arc Somber, can you do this for me? 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 And like, she had enough of it, and she put her foot down. He learned from that experience, so he's toned himself down a little bit, but he had been a little bit like, you have all this information, give it to me all for free because I work for the Queen, and now I want to know everything that you want to know, despite you having to spend your entire life to learn how to do all this shit. He's just trying to like leech information. This is an era without Wikipedia. This is an era where information is not considered free to everyone. It is like a closely guarded, treasured thing. And so she saw him as like capitalizing on her life's work and trying to essentially rob her of her knowledge, which is what do you call it? A commodity of the time. As for Cartos's life story, it's a little bit long, but I'll give you like his some key moments here. Cartos is from the capital. He does come from I wouldn't call them a noble family, a family of influence and power, but not great prestige. I think his parents were merchants or traders of some sort of kind. They unfortunately died when he was quite young. He did not stand to inherit very much, unfortunately. That went to his older siblings who married off into other families, and sort of he just kind of separated from them. He was more of a black sheep of the family. Not really black sheep, but just like the weird, awkward, nerdy historian guy in a family of like merchants and people who want action or adventure or like, to be around and do stuff. And he was like, no, I just want to do my books. I just want to learn about the past. And so he kind of disappeared from them. But in his searching for information and knowledge, he ended up getting to know some scribes, ended up working as a scribe in the castle for a little while, using his family connections like, oh, you might be a scribe, but like you come from a family that we know, so we trust you. We know where they are. If you ever fuck with us, we'll fuck with your family, sort of thing. Like, he can be trusted because he's got the right background. And then with his blabbermouthness, someone saw some potential in poor Cartos, and he sort of made his, I don't want to say like made his way up the chain of ranks and commands because he's still really low ranking, but moved from being a scribe to being a historian when someone asked a question in a room to another person, and Cartos just popped up with the answer. And after a few times of that happening, someone's like, yo, maybe we should put him to work answering questions for us. He can just be our research assistant, which then turns into, down the line, historian, turns into, assistant grave robber, or, archaeologist, or whatever you guys are. And that's how he came to be.
Does he get paid a year?
'Cause he came to be. 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 Not that
wondering if we
much.
should give him some fucking money too, because
Yeah, he doesn't live in the castle. He commutes to work every day. It's like a 6-block walk. He gets fed from the castle's stores. He doesn't make a lot of money. He probably makes like 8 silver a day or something.
he gets paid. Oh my god.
The closest
Yeah.
guarded secrets in the castle to a man that makes 8 silver a day. Yikes.
Yeah.
But he is fanatically, interested in the work that he does. Money at the time is not really a big deal. He doesn't need it. He gets all of his needs met elsewhere. The money that he does make just like goes into a chest somewhere and slowly stockpiles.
I mean, yeah, it sounds
he
like this
owns
guy
his home.
isn't in it for the money, right?
Yeah,
The
probably.
queen got him
Yeah.
in the. If you do, you never work a day in your life.
True.
That's how she got him.
All right.
More questions?
You do what you love. You work every single day of your life overtime.
Final question for everyone. What has been your favorite moment of the campaign so far?
Ooh.
I think for me it was against the advice of my teammates, stumbling through the dark and somehow rolling really, really well to get the last hit on that. Was it a beholder? And the
The whole beholder fight was great.
'Cause
I was
I
going to
think-
say that too if I hadn't been disabled the whole fight.
Yeah. Because we almost just teleported out of there without anything, right? I think we almost had to just leave.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that was pretty lucky. Yeah, that fight was really close.
I like the zombie fight that we just did. That was a lot of fun, even though it was really scary.
Something else then. I mean, the fights are cool. I was considering saying the second fight against Cassandra where we did the water thing on the house. That was pretty cool. But I think looking back, maybe the heist with the sleeping candles and the secret compartment on the carriage, that was pretty great.
Oh yeah, true.
And that was good.
Was that in High Castle?
No,
Yeah,
it was
Bonwick.
yeah.
Oh, okay. What did we go to High? What was in High Castle? Did
We've
we-
never
the
been
am-
high
We've
castle.
not
Never been.
Did we go there and vote to get the Amulet of Health? Is that where that one person?
Yes.
Is? Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, that's where we went
Yes.
for. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we also. I guess it was.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, the teleporting to hold those other family people in Mistria hostage and steal all their gold and shit.
I was
that
gonna say
cool.
if we showed up in High Castle this episode, actually, the Amulet of Health is on your neck, right?
The Amulet of
We
Health
wouldn't
is
have
what?
known about that. The Amulet of Health is on your neck, and that's from High Castle.
It is. It should be. Yeah.
So there's like a possibility that people could have been like, "Oh, you stole this," even though we actually didn't in this campaign.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
Cool.
Cool.
we'll be back. I think next week at the normal time.
Wait,
What?
Koibu's favorite moment.
Oh, Koibu.
Oh, true.
Every time Nick has said, "Oh, come on, Neal." Every time.
Every time. Okay,
Every
I'll keep saying it then.
So what Koibu was saying is his favorite time was the B-52 aerial bomber dragon.
True.
Yeah, that was that was the oh come on Neal the most.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
The plus 19 really got it for me though. That was what really did it. That was
he's been.
Neal, you're gonna roll an attack
practicing,
roll though,
okay?
right? Yeah, I'm gonna roll an attack roll.
Plus 19.
Oh wait, yeah, the cup guy as well. That was fucking funny.
Oh, the
Wait, was that this campaign?
that was earlier. The
that was
good guy.
hilarious.
All of a sudden, there's a moment of silence, and the soldier, the level 0 soldier, grabs the cup and hurls it across the room.
Beams it towards you. Yeah.
Okay, well, it's been fun. I love you guys. We'll see you guys
Hey,
later.
sorry.
What?
Wait, I just like to imagine that guy's everyday life whenever the conversation stops. He just fucking launches things around the room. Yeah, one day you'll see.
Yeah.
I'm wearing the wrong shirt, but the other Tombs of Scoria shirt has a cup guy on the ring
yeah,
of
it does,
characters.
yeah, it does.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, well,
So-
we'll see you guys.
See you next week.
Yeah, next week, same time. Stay safe. Be careful. Rip on.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.